I'll leave that thought for later.
Leave
meeting.
Leave meeting. Uninstall Zoom.
Uninstall
It's
Zoom.
been 2 weeks. I don't remember how this works. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tales from the Forgotten Troop. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. If you're enjoying what we're doing and especially glad that we're back and would like to help support the show, we have a Beacons page which has all of our affiliate links. So you can buy some stuff and throw some money our way or find our coffee and make a direct donation and all kinds of stuff. Redbubble with merch, all the fun stuff. You can also find all of our social media links and a link to our Discord, which you should totally, absolutely join. It's fun, it's free, and
it's chaos.
It's chaos. I was trying to go for some
Another
rhyme,
F.
but yeah, I don't know.
Well, full of food sometimes.
Fun, free, and fanarchy?
Fanarchy.
Fanarchy.
Suppose.
Sure.
You can join our cult for free.
Multi-level marketing scheme.
Yeah. Not a cult. You can join our not a cult.
We have the stickers
we have
and the merch that says not a cult.
Yeah, so we're obviously not a cult because
It's,
we have
if it's on a
merch that
t-shirt,
says
We
we're
wouldn't have
not,
spent money on
That has to
something.
be true.
Yeah.
T-shirts have never lied to me before.
Yeah.
If you are watching the VOD on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe so you can get notified when new videos go up. But if you are available and when we have our usual streams, you can join us live on Sundays and be part of the chat and the rest of the chaos. So, after all of this time,
Oh my god, I didn't have
go
notes.
around and introduce everyone. Ooh.
Your notes?
Okay.
I lost my notes too.
Well,
so don't.
my
no judgment.
stats are written on the notes, so I actually do need them.
Have
Sticky
fun.
note method.
Uh,
Maria.
No, I have a notebook.
Oh.
This
Have fun
game's
looking
too
for
big
that.
for a sticky note.
The question our random icebreaker generator gave us today.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather spend a 3-week trip visiting multiple interesting destinations or just one interesting destination?
But it's like 3 weeks either way.
Yes.
Ooh.
So would you rather spend 3 weeks going multiple places or spend 3 weeks in one location as I fade out of existence?
I have questions. How much time do we have to spend in airports if we're moving to multiple locations?
Yes.
Minimal
And
amount
on
of time
flights.
possible.
Okay, so like say we could teleport. Like, is that
Sure, we'll go with
Yeah.
that.
okay?
Teleportation exists.
That helps me a lot, actually.
This is
You have
technically a world of
Leo's help.
superheroes.
Leo is helping you teleport between locations.
Mhm.
The loop has been closed.
We have the
Thanks
hot
to
fae
Synergy.
that owns our soul that is just going to portal us everywhere.
Yeah, he is your chauffeur. For this
This
entire
Giggity,
is-
giggity.
Yeah, this is the start of like some sort of illicit something. I know it.
Yes.
No, that's on the coffee.
That's how the fae get you.
The Adventures of Leo.
I think I'll kick things off here. Hello,
right.
everyone. I am Mr. Crow, alternatively just Crow, back from the wintry lands of Michigan. And I will be playing
Michigan.
Joe Hatathli, aka Watchdog. I think for Joe as a character, he would want to spend the time at multiple locations. Because I feel like he's got, like, enough of a list of places that he wants to go that he's just, like, maximum amount of time, just, like, in as many locations as possible. Go, 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 go. Me, personally, I definitely would, like, pick, like, some major city in the world and just be like, I'm gonna spend 3 weeks there. I think probably first on my list would be maybe Paris. Toss up between Paris and London. 'Cause there's
I've
just a
heard
lot
they're
of
both
history in
dirty.
both those. I
Paris
know,
is
but
fun.
Watch
They
for
both have a lot of
pickpockets.
history. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do recommend if you are in Paris. Well, I don't know if it's still there because it's been years since I've been there. But there was a 2-story carousel that I rode.
Ooh,
That
that
sounds
sounds fun.
So if you can
That's
track
cool.
down one of those,
I'd rather do
Recommend.
Paris than London, but
London depends on where you're at.
yeah.
Like, in terms of, like...
I feel like
dirty and
Paris
stuff.
has better wine, though.
That's true.
Spain
Paris
has
also
really
has
good wine too.
But
Pretty
Compton's
good public
really fun.
transportation, so you can get
Yeah.
most places.
Oh, damn. I forgot about Rome. I'll add Rome to that list.
Ooh.
My cousin went to Rome and went to the Colosseum, and my other cousin
Got eaten
popped
by a
her
lion.
blister. In the Colosseum, right? And so she's walking around in sandals with a blister on her foot. And
Oh no.
so she had an open wound and got the most bizarre like type of staph weird infection, and her whole leg
Ew.
swelled up on the
Oh.
plane. And I was like, there's like 40,000 or like 400,000 people that have died in there. That's all of their bone dust that got into your foot.
I was about to say,
That's fair.
It's a lot
that
of
is
bone
like
dust.
the curse of some dead gladiators right there.
Yeah.
I was like, you're lucky to keep that leg.
Like if you start seeing like lion teeth marks on it,
Yeah.
like Hell an Exorcist.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Also, if anyone's gonna be eaten by a lion in the Colosseum, it's gonna be me. Like, come on.
Are you kidding me though? I will try to boops the thing and it will eat my whole arm.
Well, it's like a ghost lion, though.
Oh, that's fine. I think I could be friends with a ghost lion.
You can still whoop it.
I'll boops a
Taking
ghost
notes
lion.
for
I totally
Halloween.
boops a ghost lion.
We would all die from the ghost lions.
Yes.
We're way off topic.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Welcome
It's
back.
Wonderful.
I can go next. Roxy would choose the same because she's got terrible ADHD. And just wants to see everything. Jenna would also just prefer 3 weeks in a place, but I think I'd choose maybe not like one place, but like kind of bouncing around Greece, I think. Like one country.
I mean,
It's pretty.
Greece is a
And-
noun, so it counts as a place.
Yeah. I think I'd do some island hopping in Greece.
Ooh,
that's
that'd
fair.
be fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Roxy wants to see everything, so.
I must inform all of you that Precious has finished making a nest.
Oh.
We love you,
What she
Precious.
deserves.
You're very high maintenance, though. She truly is.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
I mean, she is.
I know
precious.
this, and I love her.
If I rolled the wrong way while she was sleeping with me, she'd growl at me, and I'd be like, "What are you growling at me for? I didn't
rolled
roll
the wrong
on you.
way.
Calm down." She's like, "That was the spot, though. Now I have to get
Disturb
comfortable
me.
again."
Oh my god. Wild.
Yes.
It's really interesting because she never does that with me.
I think she thinks I'm a cat. I think she's asleep and she thinks I'm a cat, like messing with her.
That would make
That's,
sense. Yeah.
that's fair, honestly, though.
Aegon does think about killing her while she's asleep and he's just staring at her.
Oh.
It's like cat sitting in the darkness, just staring at the dog with malicious intent.
He 100% does that. I've watched him do it.
Oh my god. I'm Brianna. I play Cynthia Evans, otherwise known as Echo. And I think it would depend on why Cynthia was traveling. I think her default would be to spend 3 weeks in a place so she could build bases, networks, safe houses, and otherwise just cause shenanigans because she doesn't know how to take vacations.
Very
Um,
Cynthia answer.
That was such a Cynthia answer.
Yeah.
Roxy's like, "Stop, we're having fun today. We're not meeting contacts. No underground
We are
network.
going swimming.
We're going to the goddamn beach."
They go to the beach and she's like meets a contact under an umbrella, just like passing off some random crap. Anyways, I as a person probably prefer multiple locations in 3 weeks, but it like earlier answers depends on like the scope of the area because like I don't think I could spend 3 weeks in one city unless I was hanging out with somebody who actually like lived there and knew what to do because I'd run out of ideas.
Mhm.
But I in high school went on a trip like through Spain or like started in Madrid and went
Mhm.
south through a bunch of different cities
Yeah.
and I thought it was really fun. So
Yeah.
I think I'd
High
like that kind of
school?
thing.
I did that too.
We like
actually.
did a bunch
Yeah.
of we did a bunch of fundraising and stuff. We had the school had like a travel club where we spent 2 years fundraising for a trip and then at the end of 2 years we'd go on the trip. We went through like this company that did very 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 discounted rates for like high schools and stuff. So like the whole trip cost me maybe $2,000.
Oh, that's how much my trip to Italy cost in high school too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was not with a club though. Mine was with my Oma's retired teacher club, I
Oh.
guess, gang, perhaps. So I went
Retired
to
teacher
Italy.
gang.
Yeah,
when I'm
with a
old,
bunch of
I'm gonna
retired
start a
teachers.
gang.
Yes. The travel gang.
It's like an old lady gang, and we just
Yeah.
wreak havoc in the
Uh,
old home.
I mean, not to burst your bubble, but what are we?
Not a cult. We're a high.
Not a
gang.
cult.
We're not a cult.
We're a
I
multi-level
guess we could
marketing
be a
scheme.
gang, but I don't really want to put that out there either. Not a gang, not
Yeah,
a cult.
gangs and cults get tracked by the government.
We
Yeah.
pyramid scheme.
Excuse me, Mr. Government guy that's watching this. We are not a cult and we are not a gang.
Entirely legal.
We are a
Totally
cadre.
completely above the belt.
Yes.
Very legal.
Cadre.
Cadre.
A
I like
cadre.
I'm Maria. I play Elena, aka Easy Living. Elena would probably just stick to one place. I guess it would depend on who she's with. If it's Cynthia, she would stick to one place. If it's anybody else, everywhere, wherever they want to go.
Chaos.
Because you know
everywhere.
Roxy's gonna want to go to a billion different places. Sylvia's gonna want to go to a billion different places. Cynthia's gonna want to like settle for a bit. I would like to
Cynthia
go
keeps
to a
us
billion
grounded.
different places for 3 weeks.
There's a secret base and other like safe houses by the end of the first week.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Everyone's like, when did you find the time? Don't ask questions.
I
You
don't.
assume I sleep, mortal.
We know she doesn't.
She does have
True.
insomnia.
That's fair. I feel like all evil geniuses have insomnia.
True. I guess I'm last. I'm Tess. I play Sylvie, aka Valkyrie. And actually, contrary to what Maria just said, I do think Sylvie would stay in one place for 3 weeks, if only because Sylvie has no concept of time
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
would definitely
True.
just not be aware that it's been 3 weeks.
Hell yeah.
And she'd just find little human things to pick at and cause chaos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
And then
they'll
someone
throw
will
the-
eventually be like, oh
Find some-
yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Where have you been? And Sylvie will be
Botanical
like,
gardens.
I was examining this. And look at the chaos I caused.
She overthrew the entire organized government of the country, but Cynthia has set up a well-oiled underground network.
Yes.
So
Fine.
That's
Meanwhile,
why-
Joe is somewhere in like Hollywood, just visiting all the
Yeah.
movie sets he wants to see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
meanwhile,
He's seeing
Roxy and Joe
historical
are playing beach
locations.
ball. Beach volleyball.
Yes.
He's seeing the sets and backdrops of all the old westerns.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
You know, a lot of those
Roxy's
sets are
collected a lot
actually
of
still
friends.
around.
Really?
Like I
Yes.
learned this recently. Like a lot of those sets are like still in use
Yeah.
in like a lot of television shows. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Why would you
Okay.
remake a set if it already
Yeah.
works?
Yeah, that's true.
Some
That's
of them
true.
get dismantled, but if like they can reuse it, same especially sound stages.
They cost a
Yeah.
lot of money to make.
Yeah.
I knew a
Yeah,
lady
It
who
costs
used to
a lot of
make
money.
like some of the props for like the sets and stuff, and she made a shit ton of money.
Mhm. I think
Nice.
Chris can make
It
lot
is
of
a
money.
dream of mine to like get to go to the MGM backlot at some point because there is just so much history back there. So much. Sorry, movie nerd stuff.
I
Well,
know.
I'll just go ahead and add a team to the pool now before I do the recap. 2017, thank you. Use it, please. No, it's 2024 now.
I was about to say this.
Okay, one team. Here we go. I'm helping. Guys, I got rid of some teams.
I guess you did.
Hey, you're not wrong.
Okay. So previously on Jukebox Justice, all those weeks ago, the team picked up some activity on the police scanners that mentioned a rampaging wolf monster downtown. When they arrived on the scene, Joe was shocked to realize that it was Tony. Tony, of all people, who was causing the damage, and that he looked nothing like he usually did in his shifted form. While the team was able to take him out quickly and seemingly sweep him away without any civilians spotting him, they were concerned over the apparent influence of pixie magic in his behavior, and that this was probably going to speed things up with their confrontation with the Alpha. When Joe got Tony back to the base, he called Blindside to let him know about the situation.
and give him the address of the base. And then called Sam to tell.
It's gonna be so bad.
I'm getting my own base, and
She's
none of you are
Real
invited.
base, a secret base.
And that's also assuming she doesn't have one already.
I wouldn't be shocked.
And he then called Sam to tell him that he and Tallulah possibly needed to be prepared for some dangerous people to come after them. Henry, in the aftermath of the team's fight, took to the media and continued to give superheroes some much-needed PR in the wake of the registry announcement. The surrounding crowds were very receptive to her words and backed her up when John Evans tried to shut her down. But Henry, being the badass she was, wasn't afraid to go toe-to-toe with one of the most prominent political figures of Halcyon, for better or for worse.
Stealing
What-
your girlfriend.
Yeah, no, I don't know what to tell you. She shouldn't be this hot if she doesn't want to get added to the polycule.
When Roxy,
Katamari Damacy?
when
But
Roxy,
girlfriends.
when Roxy and Sylvie returned with Henry in tow, Joe tried to explain the situation to Roxy, but she wasn't really willing to listen and was instead prepared to bring in the big guns via Mama DeMarco.
Calling my ma.
So
I'm calling my ma and I'm telling her on you, Joe, and I'm telling on Tony, and I'm telling on just those two actually.
everybody. Classic little sister.
Yes.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Don't make her bring
So.
the wooden spoon.
Oh God.
So currently, Joe is off sleeping in his room in the base.
Mm-hmm.
Roxy's getting ready to call Ma.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone else was just kind of hanging out, right, in the base, more or less.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
Sylvie was
probably.
by Roxy, just trying to make sure Roxy didn't beat the shit out of Tony while he was unconscious. But
No, she'll wait till he wakes up.
Yeah. And then I believe Joe had told Cynthia to wake him up when Tony was awake.
Yeah,
Cool.
I
because
think
elsewise
wants-
Joe was just exhausted from this day.
Yes, the longest day is finally over. Well, that does remind me. It's like 1 a.m. So is Roxy gonna call her mom or wait until the morning?
Yep. She's calling her ma.
Okay.
oh my God.
Okay. We can start with that then.
It's an emergency. Her son's a werewolf. It's not an emergency. I don't know what is.
Yeah, you can go call your mom.
Ding.
It rings several times.
Okay.
Or it picks up and Mama DeMarco answers the phone and says, "This better be good."
Hey, Ma, I'm sorry it's so late. Thank you for being so understanding about me being a clone. Also, did you know that Tony is a werewolf?
Silence.
Oh no, we
Huh?
broke Crow.
Tony's a werewolf?
Can I pierce the mask over the phone?
Sure.
It sounded. I'm rolling mundane, right?
Yes.
I think somebody has improved my mundane recently, but I don't remember. I don't remember. Where is the mundane at? Okay, so I rolled a 10.
Okay, you get to ask 3.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Gotta get to the okay, so these questions are interesting. I need one that says, "Are you lying?" Are you pretending to not know what I'm talking about when you what do you want me to do, Ma?
Ooh. Interesting.
Would give a quick reminder here. The answer to some of these questions can be nothing.
Yeah, I think she doesn't really. Doesn't really know. She's just. It is 1 a.m. She just got woken up.
My daughter's a clone. My son's a werewolf. What the fuck is going on?
She's just confused.
Okay. How could I get her to tell me if she did know he was a werewolf?
Probably explain the situation in more depth and then explain your own feelings on the matter. Like, the sense of hurt and betrayal.
And then what does she intend to do about this?
Assuming this is all true information and she's not having some fever dream.
Valid.
Have a conversation with her son.
Ma, do you know that being a werewolf is a genetic thing? But there's like some sort of problem with the Halcyon werewolves?
I have not given much thought to werewolfism.
I can
With the werewolves.
The werewolf stuff. Yeah,
the werewolf situation.
Werewolf situation. Yeah. He attacked a bunch of people and got all bugged out, and he was like a danger to others, and he could have bit me and made me a werewolf too.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, he didn't even tell me though.
But first of all, he should know better than to hurt innocent people. This is not the son that I raised.
Well, I think he was under some sort of pixie magic or something. That's a long story. Anyways, he should probably stay away from pixies.
They sound dangerous. Everyone should probably stay away from pixies.
I've never met one, so I don't know nothing about no pixies, but who knows? Sylvie said it looked like pixie magic.
Definitely mutters under her breath, pixies are assholes. And leaves. And then probably shifts into an emotional support animal form.
Aw. Roxy will just cuddle. And she'll be like, and I thought that we had really grown close over these past 2 years while I was playing the other Roxy. And, I don't understand why he wouldn't trust me with that. I trusted him with my secrets.
Maybe some. Gosh, I really would have thought that he wouldn't have developed some weird older brother complex. Being in the same family as Grandpa Les and being raised with all of our extended family.
She gets in the phone and she goes, I think he's been hanging out with Joe too much.
Does Joe have older brother problems too?
Well, I think technically he is an older brother. I don't think he really knew his siblings, but he does get this I can take everything on myself. I'm overly responsible for everything. I don't ever ask for help. If I need directions, I'll just find it. Whatever.
Set up a group therapy session with Grandpa.
Yeah,
Those two.
We should send him to therapy for sure, Ma. But you didn't know he was a werewolf?
No, I mean, like, well,
That means that
He
either you
started-
or Pa's
I mean,
family is
he
werewolves.
started getting. I mean, I know he was started acting a little shifty when he was in his teens, but I thought that was just, normal teenage stuff. And then after he graduated, he moved out and started the garage, and he was living his own life and being independent. So,
Yeah.
werewolf. I know, like, puberty is something that is a time of change for everyone, especially, like, sometimes especially impactful for boys, but, like,
You really don't expect him to grow hair and fangs and claws on the full moon, though, you know?
to some extent there's more body hair, but yeah, the full thing, no, not really.
Yes, Ma, definitely. Yeah. No, so I'm really mad at Tony. And like, why does he think he needs to take everything on his own? We could have helped. I could have helped.
I don't know. I really don't have a good answer. I mean,
What
I
if
don't
he
know
bit
the
me and I became a
full-
werewolf?
I don't know the full scope of the situation, so I don't know why he was hiding the things he was. But
But if he bit me and I became a werewolf, and then I'm also like way stronger than a werewolf, like that would have made me a very dangerous werewolf. What if I lost control and just like bit a bunch of people and like fucked a bunch of shit up? Like, there's a danger in that. He really should have said something because that puts me at risk, you know?
absolutely, Roxy.
Like, hey, Rax, if I get all crazy wolf on you, maybe like stay away from my jaws, you know? We don't need an insane Roxy wolf running around.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe he trusted your friends that they'd, like, if something happened, they'd be able to handle the situation. But I mean, that's just that you still doesn't, still not fair to you, because maybe you don't want to be a werewolf.
Not really. I don't think I look good with all the body hair, you know? I just don't think that's an attractive thing. Personally.
That's
But,
fair.
you know, also like I don't want to like lose control. It's hard enough controlling my super strength. I really don't need like werewolf hormones or whatever, instincts or whatever they are. I don't really know how it all works. I just know that their self-control isn't as good. At first, at least. I don't know. Maybe I think it gets better. I don't know. I'm not an expert on werewolfism.
That's a whole other science.
For sure. And we know that I wasn't really a science person.
Well, is everything okay right now? Like, you're not in any. You're safe, and Tony's safe, and
Yeah, he's unconscious. I don't remember how we put him unconscious, low key. Oh,
it was. I mean,
did we punch him?
you
Oh yeah, I bitch slapped him.
bitch slapped him. That didn't knock him out, though. It was like once Sylvie got the rest of the Fae influence out of him, he shifted back to his human form and then fell unconscious. So it was the process of like.
It was exhausting, yeah.
It was the process of the Fae detox and the fight.
He's passed out. Apparently, the come down from the pixie dust is really intense.
Maybe that'll teach him not to mess with pixies again.
Yeah. Don't worry. I smacked some sense into him. I had to.
He better hope it's enough.
I hope so. Do you want me to tell him anything when he wakes up?
Just that he's got. Well, I'm sure you're gonna tell him this anyway, but he's got a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah. Pa isn't
Better
a
come
werewolf, is
home.
he? I feel like you would have
Now,
noticed by
I-
now.
If Pa was a werewolf, I'd know.
Okay. But you didn't really answer the question there. Is Pa a werewolf?
Not that I. Well, I was about to say not that I know of, but if I know, so no, he's not.
All
He's
right.
not a werewolf.
Fair enough. Huh. Interesting. All right. Well, I should let you get some sleep. I should probably sleep at some point. And, you know, I've got to make time to menacingly stand over Tony before he wakes up, you know.
Try not to beat him up too much.
I'm not going to beat him up. I'm going to use that good old Italian shame. I already bitch slapped him, so now we lay on the shame.
That's my girl.
It's like Italian seasoning, but Italian shame.
All right. Love you, Ma.
Love you too, Roxy.
All right.
If you
Talk to
get hungry tomorrow, I'm probably gonna have an excess amount of cookies.
Ah, you know who will be excited about that is Elena, I think. She really likes your cookies.
Oh, that's sweet of her.
Yeah. I got some good girlfriends.
You sure do.
All right. Love ya. Talk to you later.
Love you too, Roxy. Get some rest.
I will.
And she'll hang up.
And she just looks over to the living side. Tony's in so much trouble.
I feel like I would assume that. I think Sylvie's probably in some kind of cat form and
Mhm.
probably gives like an agreement, like chuff or something. Just
Mhm.
like recognizes that. But she'll also flick an ear towards wherever Roxy's bedroom is in the vase, also because she did overhear her mom say go to bed as well.
I think, well, I'll go see if Cynthia's still up. She might want some space still. So if she's sleeping down here, maybe we should sleep in the penthouse. Give her space if she needs it.
Sylvia will nod her agreement.
I'll go ask her. You want to find Elena?
Sylvia will head off looking for Elena then, I guess.
Okay.
She'll just go to Cynthia's workspace where she normally works, where she assumes Cynthia is. Just pokes her head in. Hey, babe.
Hi.
How you doing?
What's up?
Nothing. I just wanted to.
Fine.
We're probably gonna go to bed. Do you want some space? You want us to sleep up in the penthouse? Do you want company? You want me or Elena to sleep down here with you? And I don't know.
I don't know when I'm going to bed yet, to be honest. So I'm not particularly bothered by where you sleep, but I'm
Do you
gonna be up for a
need-
while.
Do you need some space from Sylvie?
I don't know.
Why don't we sleep in the penthouse tonight? And maybe I can sleep down here, and maybe, well, I'll ask Elena. Either me or Elena can sleep down here, and then one of us can sleep in the penthouse. I don't know. That way you have company if you want it.
I don't want to restrict her movements.
Sylvie?
Yeah. I don't want her in here because I'm working.
I think that's fair. I just want to see what you're comfortable with, you know? I don't want you to feel like we're taking, I know that it's hard, when me and you moved in together, it was hard. And then, we kind of made space for Elena and Sylvie, and that was also an adjustment, and so, but I want you to feel like your space is being respected still.
I appreciate that, Rox.
Just trying to be considerate.
I don't really know where I am with this
Okay,
right now. I'm sorry.
that's okay. Do you want company later?
I'll let you know.
Okay. I don't sleep very long, so maybe I'll go up and I'll sleep upstairs for a little bit and then come downstairs and just see how you're doing and where you at. Sound good?
If you like. Works for me.
I've got to stand over Tony. I've got it on the schedule to stand over him menacingly anyways, so just make some rounds.
Let me know. The door's locked currently, so we'll need to get that open.
You're correct. I probably shouldn't break the door. You don't need any other stuff to fix today.
We also don't need a non-functioning door.
That's true, especially when there's a werewolf who may or may not still be.
I'd like to see where he's at before we make any.
Fine, I'll look through the window.
Choices.
I'll look through the window menacingly.
Hey, there's. Would it be within like the realm of 1950s technology to have like a video feed on a room within the same building?
I mean, we've established CCTV, so probably.
All right.
Again, it wouldn't
stay in
be
that
like
case.
be very rudimentary, so
Yeah. Enhance, no. I'm gonna say like there's a
Technomancy.
yeah, no, there's a little monitor bank with
Mhm.
some feeds like from around the base, and one of them's on Tony's room. Like you can always look there, but
Yeah, I'm
free
sure
to
he'll
go in.
feel the menacing from the other room. It's fine.
I'd prefer if you let me know before you open the door, just in case something goes wrong.
Okay.
I trust you
That's
to be
fair.
fine. It's more if something happens to the base structurally, we're all inside.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to throw him into a support wall and have the entire building go. Psh.
I'd like to not die.
Same. Also, like that would, I would really miss Pepe, the elevator plant, too.
Fair.
I would also miss all of you if you died.
Bit of a competition there.
I really like Pepe. We taught the plant capitalism and socialism in the same day. That was really impressive. But I really love you. I don't love Pepe, There's a big difference.
I appreciate that. Well.
All right. I'll head to bed. I guess I really am not the boss of what the other girls do, so I'm gonna go to bed.
Hopefully you get some rest.
Get some rest too.
I'll try.
She'll just walk over and give you a kiss.
She'll kiss back. If you look at what she's working on, it looks like it's yet more communicators to replenish the stock that we've been very quickly going through.
That is extra fair because we give them out like candy, we break them, we lose them, we are terrible.
You'll also see that there's like a little logbook that has like the not really serial numbers, but like each communicator has like an assigned code and frequency, so that if one goes missing, she can deactivate it.
Yeah. Roxy ponders on the fact that like she has not been very good at keeping her, though she still has her communicator right now.
You will see little annotations next to some of the ones like, where the hell did this go?
Some of hers just got wrecked, so at least
Destroyed.
those ones were deactivated one way or
Killed in
another.
action.
Missing in action, killed in action, AWOL.
I like this one's AWOL.
We don't know where it is. Sometimes it turns up.
Who has this one?
Gain sentience. And left.
Ah.
Fran
Came
definitely
sentient and walked
ate
away.
one of them.
Yes.
It smells like, or it sounds like a cat stomach burbling.
Like,
And sometimes there's purrs coming from it, like.
Freya ate it on purpose too. Like,
got
oh, this
plantified
looks
by
important.
Sylvie.
One of them is just like labeled, got up and walked away with just like, 6 question marks after it.
Yup.
Just like grew arms and legs like a cartoon character. Just
Yes.
Ran away.
Hell yeah.
The worst thing is Sylvie maintained she never touched it.
I
it
love
just
it.
did that. We don't know why. This is Halcyon, baby. Things just do that sometimes.
It was
happens.
a super
Just be
communicator.
like that sometimes.
You know?
Sometimes you fight a seaweed guy from a lamb. Sometimes you fight your brother in super werewolf form. You never know what's going to happen in this city.
Sometimes it's a dude who's flinging ravioli at you.
That's legit. That's legit. I've never seen pasta disrespected so hard in my whole life.
Okay.
Yep.
So Elena's probably hanging out in the common room of the lab base.
Yeah.
Wherever everybody is after the whole Tony debacle. She never bothered to go chase after anybody because Roxy's like, I'm gonna call Mama. And then she's like, oh, okay. Cynthia went off to go build stuff. She didn't say come with. So
Henry's
Aw.
probably chilling there with you.
yeah, she's probably hanging out with
Lena
Henry,
needs cuddles.
sitting between Henry and Joe. Just
Yes.
trying not
I
to-
love it.
Well, Joe's in his bedroom. His room.
Oh, Joe went to his bedroom.
Oh.
Yeah, she's hanging out
The
with
up
Henry.
until this point unused bedroom.
Yes.
With the giant plushie inside it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
He's cuddling
Yeah,
it.
That's right.
Oh my god.
It's adorable.
I don't know about cuddles. He just kind of face planted into it and it just kind of like it's like oozed in.
I mean, that's a form of cuddles.
And there may or may not have been a puff of glitter when he fell into it.
Yep.
You're never getting that out.
Yeah, that's gonna be stuck in. Joe's perfect hairdo gets even
Oh.
shinier.
Come to
I
think of
love
it, I
it.
don't think Joe has like done anything to his hair for like a few days now.
He
Like,
probably
not
looks
sparkly
since-
now.
way bedrazzled for himself.
Yeah.
Now he's
Yeah.
bedazzled though.
Yes.
Gotta be a
Bedrazzled.
Yeah, I was about to say there's gotta be like a
Bedrazzled, yes.
portmanteau between bedazzled and bedraggled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bedazzled.
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 Yes. That's how this works.
All right. Yes. Words are hard, especially when they're not real. All right. I'm heading up to bed. If anybody wants to go upstairs to the penthouse to sleep, that's where I'm gonna go. Just
Yeah. Sylvia will invite or direct Henry to any spare rooms. And
There's a few.
upstairs or
Large.
downstairs. Yeah.
There might be some.
Yeah,
should
I
be
would
some.
assume there's one or two.
Okay.
And then well, also extend an invite to Elena to go up with us. However, briefly nap
Yeah,
ensues because
she's tired.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Roxy should definitely sleep before she confronts her brother.
Yeah.
She's starting to get cranky. Joe got a lot of that
Mhm.
crankiness.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, she'll go up to bed.
She'll carry Elena up like wedding style through the.
That is so cute.
And she'll-
I love
Make them float.
They're floating off the ground though,
Yeah.
so it's not really Roxy carrying her.
Everybody's floating. We're all just standing in the elevator slightly above ground.
Oh my god. Yes.
Is Pepe making it rain rose petals? Probably.
Yes.
That's like teeth for plants.
Oh my god.
Is he
It is.
expecting an extra tip? Probably.
Yes, he definitely is. If we've
I
trained them
love it.
properly at all.
But Pepe has real teeth though, so he doesn't really need his
Fine.
petals.
They're not his petals. It's fine.
Teeth.
Okay.
It's
So
like
you
that
can-
collection of teeth in my drawer aren't mine.
You have a collection of teeth?
What?
That's so cool.
Aren't yours? If they're not yours, where'd you get them?
It's
Oh, all
fingernails for
over
me.
the place.
Alrighty. The three of you
That's
can
so
go up and
concerning.
get settled and go to bed. Is there anything Cynthia or Joe would do in the middle of the night? Or are you just gonna... Joe's just gonna sleep and Cynthia's gonna work until she sleeps,
Yes.
question mark?
Cynthia's gonna work until she gets tired, and then does she have a room in the base? Yes, but she's gonna pass out on the cot she dragged into her workshop a while back.
Okay.
She's very good at this self-care thing.
Sure.
Okay.
I feel like Roxy
If
like
that's what you
stands
wanna call
over
it.
her, like refilling her drink and like bringing her snacks a lot. Like ever since she moved in, she's just been like packs a lunch for Cynthia, like just like notices that Cynthia is terrible at taking care of herself. So she invokes her inner Mama DeMarco and just like make sure there's always snacks and beverages for her. So at least she's fed and hydrated.
One thing you probably found when you moved in was in the kitchen, like a breakdown of the exact minimum caloric needs she needs to consume in order to keep functioning as a vigilante.
Yeah. She probably tore that down and threw it away.
And then probably instructed Sylvie's plants to further tear down anything that resembles it in the future.
yeah.
Building her own base. None of you were invited.
I
Like,
need
stop
space
trying to
from you
fix me.
crazies. I feel like we're getting codependent, folks.
Getting?
What?
That's why Elena
We were
just
already
goes home
there.
sometimes.
That's fair.
Like,
Y'all moved into my home, so
time to go home.
Hey, I went to my brother's that one time.
that one time.
Oh,
All right. So eventually, morning comes. Joe is probably the first awake because of his usual routine.
Yep.
Who he is as a person.
Yes.
Mhm. Also, he takes a lot of like primping, like more than the rest of us combined.
He also passed out
When you
first,
control
so-
gravity, you just kind of let the hair fall where it may.
Somehow it's always perfect too.
Because you can control gravity.
That would be nice.
I don't think Joe actually like bothers getting ready for the day. Like he got sleep, but he's still tired.
Yeah.
Yesterday
That
was
tracks.
a long day. So I think he starts by just like looking around the place, seeing who else is awake and who might have come back. Like specifically, has his dad come back?
Not yet.
Hmm.
Everyone else that you saw come in, like the rest of the team and Henry is here, but
Alright.
Eugene is not back yet.
There's definitely a moment as he's like checking the place out that he lingers in front of Henry's door and then just like keeps walking.
Mhm.
And then he'll go to the room that Tony is in and check and see if he's awake.
As you are approaching Tony's door, you hear the sounds of retching and vomiting.
Oh boy. I assume there's like a slot or a window in the door of some kind.
I imagine probably just a glass window. Like a little square window.
Look in the square window, see if I can spot him and what horrendous thing may be currently happening to him.
Yeah, he's in the corner, hunched over the trash can, just puking his guts out.
Morning.
He takes several deep breaths and looks over at you in the window. He just looks miserable. And gives you a little, it's like 2 fingers.
Joe will just like lean on the wall next to the door. Just like wait for him to get it out of his system.
It takes much longer than you would expect. But eventually he sits back and grabs the bottle of water that was left for him and swishes out his mouth and spits the residue in the trash can.
Well, um, pretty sure the two of us are up shit's dell at this point with how many creeks we've managed to come up.
You think?
Yeah. Talked with Blindside. He's doing as much damage control as he can. And I guess I should ask first, what do you remember?
I was at the junkyard and some voice behind me, something about big bad wolf. And then I don't know, it was just all wolf.
Yeah, more like more wolf. You practically went beta. Took the whole team to stop you.
How? What?
I'm still a little fuzzy on the details myself. Best I can figure, one of Sylvie's Fae quote unquote buddies decided to, well, best we can figure, try to draw the alpha out with you.
Well, that's just fucking dandy.
Yep. Roxy knows now. Chewed me out last night. I imagine yours is going to be coming sometime this morning, so maybe leave food in there for you. Probably get you some more food.
I think I'll be good for a bit. Don't really want any more coming back up.
Fair enough. As far as we know, you didn't bite anybody, and you didn't bite rocks. Thank God. But yeah, as I, told you, she's pissed. Blaming me for you keeping secrets, which you know is real cool, especially after I've been trying my tail off, trying to do better at all of this. Trying to be honest. And in regards to that, I'll be honest, Tony, I'm kind of pissed at you myself.
He leans his head back against the wall and just stares up at the ceiling.
Now, I don't think I'm as pissed at you as she is. But that being said, they could have helped. They are helping. Now, helping me. Could have helped you too. And instead, for all I know, you currently have a giant target on your back. Because you went public. Why didn't you tell her, man? Especially after she got powers, why didn't you tell her? Out of anyone you could trust. Like, I know she's shit at keeping secrets, but even I never thought Rox could be working for the Alpha.
She didn't have powers when all this started. It was different then.
Okay, fair, but why not after?
Maybe because it's hard to be honest when you've been keeping a secret for 10 fucking years.
I get that.
If it'd just been a year or two, maybe it wouldn't have been as big of a deal. But by that point, secrecy, sneaking around, maybe I'm just not as hopeful anymore.
Well, I don't think she's going to give you any choice but to be hopeful at this point. Because it already started being kind of personal when she learned that I was wrapped up in the pack. Now she knows about you. And wherever Roxy goes, all the rest of us follow.
Yeah.
It's probably harder for you to believe than it was for me. But believe me when I say telling people about what's wrong, it really helps. Even if they can't do anything.
That's not the hottest thing to deal with. It's when you tell people they really want to do something about it, but they're just not prepared for it. I think if I told my mom, she'd want to go in rolling pins blazing. But she's not. She doesn't have superpowers.
We're gonna fix this, Tony, okay? If you have lost all other hope, hold on to that. Because otherwise, Big Bad Wolf's already won.
He closes his eyes and mumbles just loud enough, even with your super hearing, to hear. Yeah, I know this will be fixed, but I might not be there to see it.
Oh, shit. God, I do have a problem, don't I? You say that, and my first thought is over my dead body. You know, by whatever rules of probability there are, there has to be at least one werewolf out there that doesn't have piles of social problems, yeah? There's gotta be one of us out there that isn't just completely fucked up.
Well, if everything's as infinite as we think it is, someone got it right.
We'll keep you safe, man. Okay? We don't know when to expect something, but we know what to expect.
I gave it 48 hours.
Start the clock. Game on. And when you survive, you're buying drinks.
If I survive this, I'll buy a whole fucking bar.
Might be the start of what your sister considers a decent apology.
Nah, she'd need an Italian place.
Only if you name it Growlers.
All right. You want any more water? juice or anything? I think we've got juice here.
More water would be good.
Alright.
Whatever, Zap may really fuck me up.
Yeah. Apparently it's something called a pixie. Judging from Sylvie's reaction, they're a bunch of little assholes. Alright. I'll be right back. And Joe will get Tony some more water and just sit with him, not even necessarily talk until everybody else is up and about.
Okay. Let's see. It was Cynthia. Cynthia was sleeping on the cot in the base, so I feel like you would probably hear Joe moving around and getting stuff. You'd probably wake up first,
probably.
since everyone else is in the penthouse.
Last night, what the fuck? She drags herself out of the cot.
The longest day.
Probably. What?
The longest day. It's like a mental hangover.
Yep. Drags herself out into the base, see what's going on since people are moving around.
You see Joe in like a... Yeah, we'll say like a spare set of yellow pajamas that he found in the room.
Yes.
Probably was a little dusty at the time. Just filling a pitcher of water and grabbing like a glass or two.
All right. Fair enough.
Morning. Oh, and also
Morning.
he looks like hell. His hair is just...
Yes,
Just looks at him like,
There's
you
probably
good?
No. I haven't felt this rough since I got struck by lightning.
Is that something Cynthia remembers happening?
That was
Oh,
with
yeah.
Tempest, right?
That was with Tempest.
Okay, right. I wasn't sure if that was like. Anyways. Okay. Fair.
Tony's up.
She gets. Oh. How's he doing?
As far as I can tell, he woke up to the need to puke. Side note, you're probably gonna need to try and change out the trash can in there once he's a bit more stable.
The unexpected benefits of telekinesis. I don't have to touch it.
Nice.
So,
He's-
woke up puking. Not a great start.
He's not too positive about his chances.
Imminent assassination?
I think the technical term would be cleanup.
Same difference.
He gives it 48 hours.
Ooh.
I'd probably tack on another 24, depending upon what kind of interference blindside could run. But
Okay. So
what we know about the alpha, something's gonna
seems
happen.
like a smart start might be getting him out of the city, since from what you've told me, their reach is somewhat less complete outside of it.
It's my understanding from my dad.
Does he have any suggestions?
I was hoping he would, but he hasn't come back yet.
Oh. Don't love that. I hope he's
Yeah.
okay.
Same. I mean, he knows what he's doing with this werewolf shit, so...
You better. Because this is not exactly gonna go well otherwise.
I don't know if it's gonna go well, period, Cynthia.
I'm aware of this. So unless You just want to give up. Just lie down and
No.
die.
No.
Then we keep going. What do you think we should do?
I think I need my head examined.
Do you mean that literally or figuratively?
Yes. Something must be wrong with me because for some reason, every time somebody's in trouble, I just think about how I can insert myself into it.
I think it's mentally discarding like 3 dirty jokes you just thought of. You know, I hear that's a problem, a common problem among people who decide they want to put on a costume and fight crime.
Huh. Fair point. I'm. I mean, Henry's right.
About?
It's like a reflex. I just need to put myself in the way of whatever could hurt people.
Is this about Tony or something else? Because if it's about Tony, I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to protect your friend. The problem is when it's smaller things that maybe don't need your help. It gets micromanagey.
Even if doing that is tantamount to me throwing my life away, like Henry told me not to do.
Trying to protect Tony?
Yeah.
Well, I think it comes down to a values question. What's important to you? Is the issue that you don't want to risk your life for Tony, or that you do?
I think is that I do. There's just something in here that just feels like if anything bad has to happen, it should only happen to me.
You're talking to the wrong person about this.
Also a great point there. Sorry.
Let's play it out then. Let's say you die. Maybe you saved him, maybe you didn't. Was it worth the trying in the first place? Versus you don't die and you do save him. Versus step aside and let him face what's coming to him. Of course, there's no guarantee that stepping aside will mean you're free of the crossfire in the first place. Could you live with it? If you knew you could do something, no matter how ineffective, then did nothing? I don't mean that with any sort of judgment. That's a genuine question.
Joe like fills a glass of water and passes it over to you and fills another one for himself.
She'll take it.
You know, my first year of high school playing football, I broke my ankle.
I did not.
It was stupid. I gunned it for a play that was pretty much already done for. Didn't actually make any yards. I just got myself hurt and benched for the rest of the season. Coach was pissed at me. Should be. It was stupid. But I refused to give anything other than my absolute all for it. It's been
The
a
risk
hard
calculation.
it's been a hard lesson to learn as a QB. And I don't think it's a lesson I'm ready to learn as a hero.
The risk calculations we make are different. In a football game, you lose a season. Emotionally, that can be devastating when you're a high school student. You make the sacrifice play in this context, people die. It's not a matter of waiting. You don't get them back. They're just gone. And you have to live with it. When you get yourself benched for a season because you broke your ankle, maybe you do have to deal with the team doing worse because you're not there. It's not life and death. This is. Every day we go out there. If we don't, people die. If we do, sometimes people die anyways. I don't think anyone on this team would be the kind of person to step aside. But I see what you're saying about what if it doesn't mean anything? What if the play's already finished? There's nothing we can do. So I'll ask you the same question. Do we stop? Do we leave him to it? Kick him out in the cold? Watch him die? Can you live with it? Because
No.
you'll have to.
I can't live with that.
And that's why you're on this team. Because if you had said you could live with it, you'd be off of it. It's not within everybody to be able to answer in that way. But that's why some people are heroes, and some people just live their lives. They help in other ways. They can be good to other people, but maybe not to the point where they can put themselves on the line. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to be doing this, you have to be willing to do that. Back when several years ago, when Hecate was younger, she had a choice to make, and she could have stepped aside, guaranteed she'd be safe, had enough warning. But she chose not to. She chose to do the sacrifice play, and it turned out that if she hadn't, a whole lot of people would have died. Maybe she could have lived with it. She'd run away, but I don't think that's the case. And because she made that choice, the city is still here. And there isn't a huge smoking nuclear crater in the ground. Maybe she could have decided, well, I can't stop it. There's not enough time. But she didn't. If she had, none of us would be here. So I suppose I think What I'm saying is it's worth it anyways. If you can make just a little difference. Sometimes that has bigger effects than you're expecting.
I feel like the only differences I've made lately are pretty negative.
Sometimes that's how it goes. You're learning. We're all learning, and that never stops. Doesn't matter how old you get.
Seriously? Oh, man.
So I'm told.
Ugh. That sucks.
Welcome to the human condition.
I don't know if I qualify.
Well, we're having this conversation, aren't we? I say you do. Say humanity is more of a mindset than strictly a species definition. Otherwise, I don't think Sylvie would struggle with these issues. I'm not referring to you being a human like biologically. I'm referring to you dealing with the issues that we associate with the risk calculation that exists in going through the world.
You know, it's kind of egotistical if we call that the human condition. I feel like we need a different term for that.
You're not wrong. But until somebody comes up with it, I'm busy.
Fair point. Which reminds me, Tony needs a refill.
So, 48 hours?
Clock's already started.
Then we gotta move. Is your dad back?
Not yet. If I smell him, I'll let you know.
So if you don't have any immediate ideas, I want to talk to him. He might have a thought or two.
I got ideas, none of them are good.
Well, we can at least take them off the table. We'll get the team and the whiteboard, see what we can come up with.
Alright.
Blackboard. Go bring Tony some water. I'll get things organized.
No, I was serious yesterday. When this is all said and done, we are going on vacation.
Sounds like a plan. She side eyes the 3 million conflicts they have to resolve on the whiteboard. And it's like, that's not happening.
A staycation.
And she'll go back out to the living room with the water and clear off one of the not pivotal blackboards, wheel it over and be like, okay. Save Tony's goddamn life on the top. A little picture of an angry werewolf next to it.
Yes. I love it. Joe, as you're heading back towards Tony's room, you pass Henry in the hallway.
Hey.
Morning.
Morning. You want some water?
Sure.
Hand her a glass. Sorry about hugging last night. That just kind of happened.
It was unexpected, but it's okay.
It is?
Yeah.
It it's okay if I hug you again then?
Maybe later. I wanted to talk to Cynthia about something.
Okay. Yeah, that's later's okay. Later's great.
She'll take a sip of her water and turn and continue towards the living room. Or the main room.
And as she leaves, Joe just sort of under his breath is like, later. Later. Okay. And we'll take Tony his water.
A dork. Yeah, but Henry comes out into the main room of the base. And he sees what you're working on. So, with the imminent collapse of Halcyon on the horizon,
About once a week, yeah.
I have an idea
Ooh.
about maybe getting us some reinforcements.
If your idea is selling our souls to the Fae in exchange for help, the answer is no.
It's not.
Thank you. Proceed.
I was thinking about possibly recruiting that the new guy, Senior
Which new guy?
Supersonic.
Oh, okay. Speed can go a long way. Do you know how to recruit him / find him?
Find him, yes. Recruiting might take a little more convincing. We'll see. I'm not really sure what is on the table for him, but I figure if you're okay with it, I can at least have an initial conversation.
I didn't have an issue. A lot of new capes come on the scene, leave the scene. Who matters is what they do while they're here.
Just wanted to make sure it wasn't.
You also don't need my permission for this.
Well, more so wanted your opinion if you thought he would be more of a liability than actual assistance, being newer.
There's always that risk. I do prefer working with elements that I know, but if I wasn't willing to take at least some risk, I don't think I'd have formed this team in the first place. So, I say go for it. Super speed. You know anything else about him?
He was on the scene a little bit before you all returned to Halcyon from your adventure in another reality. Yeah, but super speed seems the most of what he's got in his arsenal, but I think maybe it's considering we don't know the full risks of the most powerful werewolves they have. He might have a benefit of being able to circumvent werewolf senses a little bit. They might have better luck tracking him, but there's a chance.
Speed is one of those powers that's broadly applicable depending on how creatively you use it. A lot of like telekinesis. So let's talk physics. So you go fast enough. There's a lot of things you can do if you go fast enough, but we don't know necessarily how fast he goes.
I have a feeling he doesn't know how fast he can go, but
I would also make that assumption based on how new he is, but we've got a werewolf that can control people via pheromones, move fast enough, can't breathe any of it in. Super strength doesn't mean much when you can move faster than anything.
I wonder if we'd be able to use his super speed to dissipate the pheromones in the air.
Possibly. You have to be careful with that one, though. Move fast enough and direct air in a certain kind of way. Don't want to accidentally suffocate anyone.
It would also be throwing him in the path of the concentrated pheromones, so it could potentially backfire, but
It's the sort of thing we could probably test with Sylvie ahead of time, assuming they work the same way, which they may very well not. Being faster than a werewolf can get to you is a benefit.
probably give us a good idea of the full scope of the battlefield.
Good for scouting.
Mm.
You've got good air coverage, but speed wouldn't go amiss. I say go for it. See if you can figure out what he sees as his limitations currently. New heroes tend to have worse ideas about this, but that's what training's for. Like, you've seen Elena. I don't think we even have close to an idea of what she can do. And what she can already do is, quite frankly, a terrifying amount of power.
Well, it also helps when... I mean, Elena's power set is very unique. Hasn't been seen. We have one other recorded account of it. Whereas
Indeed.
there's been more than a few superheroes who've had super speed. It,
True.
of course, comes in different variations and has different effects, but helps with estimating.
Worst comes to worst, I'll steal the power and give it a spin. I have some experience with that.
I hope his fragile ego can take it.
Oh, okay. Fragile ego, then. I don't think I saw him.
Might be different when it comes to superpowers, but we'll see.
This is a while ago, above the table. How did he actually speak to us very much when he was on the field?
A little bit. He was very amicable.
He didn't really talk much to Cynthia. He more talked with me, Calamity, and I believe Easy Living at the time.
Cynthia's kind of like focusing on that fragile ego comment. Fragile ego. You talk to him much?
Henry just gives a knowing smile.
Ah. Well then. Good luck. If you need any help, backup, or someone to vent to if said fragile ego gets annoying, let me know.
We'll see. I think it might be more of a risk when it comes to putting someone in charge and him having to take orders, but that'll ideally be something we'll figure out before actually getting to the fight.
Yes. I if you want the benefits of a team, you have to also deal with the drawbacks of a team. I don't let anyone on the field with me who isn't willing to listen.
Should I stick around for whatever team meeting is going to happen around this? And she gestures towards the blackboard, or should I?
If you have ideas on stopping Tony's immediate demise, yes. If you don't, I consider this a plan.
Okay.
At least part of
It
one.
it's either I go and start recruiting now or later, but
Now's
the
fine with
better.
me unless you have some sort of imminent thought on it.
not immediately. I'll probably have more ideas once we have a solid roster.
Fair enough. Well, let me know how it goes. The comms and radios should work. If you have any questions or any thoughts.
Okay.
Good luck. Ego's always a constant in this field, but an interesting challenge nonetheless.
Good luck to us all.
Hear, hear.
She'll
Oh, before I do you want them, and by them I mean probably Joe, to know where you're going or what you're doing, or would you prefer that I not mention it?
it's fine if he knows that I'm going to recruit Senior Supersonic to try and help with this mess.
Fair enough. Okay. Let me know how it goes.
There's at least a 50% chance that we'll call you on the comms to do some initial conversational vetting to make sure it's not too much butting heads before I try and arrange a meeting.
Fair enough. I've dealt with a recalcitrant hero or two in my time. It's not saying I'm good at it, but good luck.
She'll take another sip from the water glass and set it on the nearby table before grabbing her jacket and heading out.
All right.
Like a second after she walks out the door, she sticks her head back and is like, "Can I take your bike again?"
Go for it.
Thank you.
It's really a formality when you can fly.
Yeah, she'll leave. And
All right.
I think that's a good spot to take our break. When we get back.
As Cynthia writes just zoom on one of the blackboards as a reminder to herself that this is happening. Will she explain what that means? No.
It's fine. Yeah. Go take our break, and then when we get back, the rest of the team can wake up. We can deal with
No,
it.
we sleep all day. The shortest
yeah.
day.
The shortest day, yes.
We've had the longest. We gotta make the set complete.
Everybody just sleeps tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. We only have 48 hours to prep for this.
Yeah,
That's
probably not
we're
much
gonna be
sleeping happening.
speed running this. Speed running
It's
our way to a
fine.
war.
Leave meeting.
World War Alpha. Let's go.
Oh my god, yes.
World War Werewolf.
All right. Be back here in 10 minutes.
Hey, this might come out as total madness, but just wait. I really need to tell you something. 'Cause I feel alone in a room, surrounded by people I wanna know.
Got an answer right away here, so I'll
It's a
go
cowboy.
first.
Lizard cowboy.
What is
It's Texarkana cosplay.
Rude.
That's Crow. He's annoyed with us for ruining the surprise.
Son of a. I mean, you could have predicted it, but like, come on, man. Try
Not
to
on
be
your
anyway.
plate. It's hard to make friends when you're keeping a secret, like your identity. I get that. That's why I probably fell for all the girls. It was nice to have somebody else who was just in it. I didn't have to tell them that, oh yeah, by the way, I might never die or age, or could be some sort of weird science experiment. And I can punch things real hard. And also,
I mean, in all fairness, if you're a science experiment, I think that just turns Cynthia on.
it's fair. That's fair.
Out in the
Is
living
that-
room, Eugene chokes.
Rox?
Yeah. Good news. I'm not dead.
That is good news, yes.
We didn't get in a fight. I picked up Henry, and then we found her mom, and then she stood up to her and set boundaries, and it was good. It was very,
And-
very good.
Iron Maiden respected those boundaries.
No, absolutely not. She's an asshole.
Okay.
She
Glad
did-
you're okay.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't start a fight with me. Maybe having Henry there well, I did promise Henry I wouldn't punch her mom first.
I appreciate that.
I wasn't gonna, well, I don't really want to start fights. I don't know if I've actually ever started a fight except for the time I started a fight with a wall at the hairspray factory. Or that time I broke reality, but that's not really fighting people. That's like objects. Whatever. It's philosophical things. It's late. I don't know. I've got.
I feel like shortly after Liz leaves, Janet comes back into the garage, like locks eyes with Parker. We're stealing mail. Get dressed.
God damn it, Janet. Cut to black.
Oh my god. Okay. This will not go horribly wrong. Okay. Oh, with that,
Well, can I really quick? Because this is fast. Because this is like a total counter to what Janet just did. When Liz gets home, Dominic's sitting outside the gate, and that's when he says it out loud to her. So now his animals picked up on him saying it. So it's like the plans are just everything's gone to crap.
Okay.
all right.
So what is effectively happening is that one meme of someone about to get shot and someone's like, no, 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 no. Just diving in front of each other.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Maya didn't.
Flynn's
know.
asleep.
Yeah, Maya
Oh my
didn't.
God.
Flynn is asleep. No.
What a way to end off episode 2. What a cliffhanger.
Under the trees, I found a box of black pearls. I couldn't believe that it could change our known world. Under the stars, one night I opened it up. And your voice
Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love, show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. This is all we got. Show me love. Show me life. Show me love. This is all we got. Sometimes life will push you down, make you fall onto the ground. But I know you will turn it around. Oh, this is all we got. And I know you'll make mistakes, get interference and lose your way. Find the light when it rains. Oh, this is all we got. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. Show me life, show me love. Make a change, time is up. We can wait for better days, but the days won't come. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. Show me life, show me love. This is all we got. 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 Show me love.
Anyway, everyone else wakes up
Except for the blueberry Moscato.
except for the blueberry Moscato.
Because it's dead.
Jenna ate it.
I did. Well, I was lounging on a couch leisurely.
Yeah.
Sylvie probably got up a little earlier and is cleaning up the bottles from last night that we kind of abandoned briefly after our kind of drinking session before Tony.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The pre-Tony Bender.
Yeah, the free Tony
Yes.
Bender.
You do need to have a pre-Tony Bender. We really should add an after Tony Bender too, but
We were tired.
We were
It's a long
tired.
day.
we were tired. And we have so many problems. We don't have
You
time
can
for
have a
hangovers.
post World War werewolf bender, and that'll take care of all of it.
Throw a block party. Advertise. Trying to hype up our PR. It'll be fine.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
that would be good. Let's do that.
We'll just
Roxy would be
rent
like,
out a
yes,
space.
yes.
Right.
Natalie can do the party planning. My mom can do the catering. It'd be perfect. We can get a dunk tank and put John Evans on it, and we'll make a killing. Especially because everybody who's throwing it is going to be super powered. So,
Hell yeah.
and Cynthia just telekinesis the button every so often. So we just
Yep.
don't.
For fun.
Yep.
But only at random intervals, so he doesn't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, unpredictable times.
Yes.
It's fair.
I love this idea. Everything about it.
Definitely not going to cause any problems whatsoever.
No.
Everybody likes a party.
Also, we might be the whole problem, not once we've solved all the other problems, we can be the problem. It's our turn, right?
That's how
Hell
that
yeah.
works.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Sylvie was up cleaning a
Mhm.
little bit, and then everyone else, Elena and Roxy, can get up.
Elena
Big
asks
stretches.
the coffee plants. Yeah, the coffee plants in the kitchen politely for some coffee.
They're dead.
There might be new plants. She just goes in there and asks for coffee politely. She doesn't know what's going on.
Roxy had a miniature funeral for them over the garbage can. She did a whole eulogy. It was a thing.
Yeah.
When no coffee appears.
After that, did Sylvie replant plants? Are they grown yet? No, but they are replanted and instructed to be less intrusive. But it's gonna be a bit.
There's currently no strawberry coffee.
Regular
Things have to
coffee.
send
You've
out
heard of
for the
Smart
coffee.
House. Now get ready for the greenhouse.
Boo.
The
You're
plant
going to have
house.
to send out for cafe.
Smart House was a slapping movie, though.
I can
I
make
love that
coffee.
movie.
Roxy just like is, you know.
Boils water, adds coffee grounds. What is this sorcery?
They had like old school coffee makers back in the day.
Yeah. That's
The old
coffee.
school kettles.
Sylvie just knows she's not supposed to touch anything in the kitchen that could
We would probably
remotely
have like a
mutate.
pretty good modern up to date coffee maker, so it's
Yeah.
very easy for Cynthia to just make coffee
Oh yeah,
without
absolutely.
without
Cynthia's all about
cooking.
efficiency with the coffee maker, at least.
I mean, I personally, as a
Roxy-
person and not a player, have a very expensive rice maker because I'm cursed and will just destroy rice otherwise.
Oh, Sam.
Oh, I'm pretty
I've
good at
been
making
doing
rice.
pretty good at it at work.
Roxy just
and
makes a
not
bunch of
ruining it,
coffee
but-
and then puts the made coffee in the fridge for Cynthia to take. So Cynthia was doing cold brew before cold brew was
Oh
a thing.
my
Yeah,
God.
I
Yes.
imagined she was. Roxy's
love
thoughtful
this.
like that. She's got that
Hell yeah.
apocalypse wife energy, you know?
Yes. I love it.
Yeah, but Roxy, you can make some coffee and pass it out to everyone.
Mhm.
What should we do for breakfast? Everybody else
Well,
wants. We have leftovers, I'm sure.
we could do leftover
the
Chinese
Chinese.
food.
We have a lot of leftovers.
Looks in the fridge. We have not done a ton of shopping,
I haven't
so
done any.
no.
Yeah.
You know, I could just go down to the bakery and get some like cinnamon rolls or something.
We should probably go check in with the others before we go get food, though.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fine.
Make sure your brother's not dead.
Oh yeah, gotta yell at my brother.
Brings them the coffee.
Yeah.
I forgot about yelling at Tony. Oh, I was
I
supposed to
don't-
stand over him menacingly. Why didn't I do that?
Elena
Oh,
will knock
shit.
on the door Henry was using. She might be downstairs. She's not in here.
All right.
See if she wants
You needed to
breakfast.
sleep. That's why you didn't leer.
That's probably true. Once in a while I
Wearing
need
too
to
much is
sleep.
not good for your skin
Yeah.
either.
Yeah, that's true. My skin regenerates though, so I'm not sure how that all works.
I know you regenerate, but sleep is still good.
Yeah,
So
especially when your brain is wired wrong. Anyways, moving on. She just like makes coffee cups. I assume Joe takes his black unless he's super fancy. And I think Cynthia,
We have like a kitchenette downstairs, so I'm sure
no,
there's like
she knows how Cynthia takes her coffee. I don't know.
yeah.
Cynthia will
Joe
drink anything
gets
with
what he
caffeine put in
gets.
front of her.
Joe gets what he gets. I'm just kidding. She feels a little bad for yelling at him. Not super bad, but a little bad.
A little bit.
He might have gotten some flack that was meant for Tony. Just a little.
Just a little though.
Not all of it. Some of it was for him. But there
Elena
might have been
will-
some spillover.
Arrange a tray of coffee
Yeah.
and then just load it with us to the basement.
That is so handy.
Okay.
Really makes chores so much easier.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
But like at home, because Jen does not know, it's hard to like not do things. Because like I can't.
At home,
I'm-
Bertram takes
yeah.
care of everything.
She
Yeah.
helps.
Bertram's a super butler.
sometimes.
I'm not allowed to touch a lot of stuff at your house because of Jim.
And
Yeah,
Z.
that would be suspicious if you like
And
gave
the whole
the coffee
litter.
maker like electric shocking like value
Oh,
or like
don't-
I don't know.
Don't
Here you
hurt
go, Vince's
Bertram's
morning
coffee
newspaper
maker.
and fish
No,
just keep
Bertram
falling
would
out.
hurt me if I hurt his coffee
We don't know.
maker.
The telephone is just
Fish market's doing good today. Fish stocks are up.
Yes. Oh man, I love it.
You can get down into the base and you see Cynthia at a blackboard making a plan for Tony not to get killed by the Alpha. And you see
It also
Zoom
says Zoom Zoom on
listed
there.
first.
Roxy just looks at it and then she nods like she knows, like she agrees with Zoom Zoom.
I love it. I love it.
She still has no idea what it means, but she agrees with Zoom Zoom
Landon
pretty
doesn't
much
question it.
indiscriminately.
Does,
You know, that's fair.
does the chalkboard have the timeline of events on it written on it yet?
Roxy
Like our
kind of
countdown.
did, but
I think yeah, in the
Mhm.
upper corner it says
Bits and pieces.
around what time did Tony go on the rampage?
Oh, I meant more so like the 48 hours countdown.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
aspect.
I'm counting back
Oh.
from when he
Oh,
did
yeah.
that
Okay.
because technically the clock would have started
Started
then.
with that.
It was probably
Like
10, 11
midnight.
p.m. the night before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's sometime in the morning now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll say 8 or 9 a.m.
Fair
It's like a
enough.
stopwatch stapled to the
40
thing.
hours. Yeah.
Uh,
An egg timer that's just like really large.
Just say 38 or 40. Round up
Yeah.
to 40.
Yeah. Roxy just looks at the board. She nods like she just indiscriminately agrees with that. And then she goes marching off to where Tony's room is.
I love
We
it.
have cafe. Do we need breakfast? There's leftovers. We can run to the store. The egg.
Sylvie
Roxy
will
mentioned the
also
breaker. Yeah.
look at
Ein egg.
the number and be like,
Oof. Earth.
I'm
That is
assuming 40 hours is a bad thing.
Yeah, why is that?
Countdown to Tony probably dying. So yes.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Okay.
If Roxy
Um,
doesn't kill him first.
Is that? Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Well,
was,
in that case, then it's not
Elena's
really going to
next-
matter to me. Just erase the timer. But-
That was Elena's
That's
next
fair.
question. Is that sort of when Roxy gets him, or the?
That's the werewolf timer. Buddy, nope,
Werewolf
that's
timer.
not. Sorry,
Okay.
cat interference.
Do we have any plans for interference regarding the werewolf timer?
Should we just
That
leave
is
town?
what we are here to do this morning.
Okay.
Henry's working on something and will be back eventually, but until that point, behold.
Brainstorm.
Yes.
We buy an island
Hmm.
and make our own country and not have to deal with any of this.
I respect it, but I don't know if that'll work.
No, probably not.
Hang on to it for vacation ideas, though.
Yes.
We take a vacation and not deal with any of this.
I love it. 100% not going to cause problems.
Nothing we do ever causes problems.
No. Don't be ridiculous.
So,
Um,
what condition is Roxy going to find her brother in at this moment?
Well, he spent part of the morning puking his guts out. And other than that, Joe says he's alive. The points at the 40 hours. That's his estimate for how long he has left to live. So should probably get a move on.
Yep. Is this just a Tony countdown, or is this an entirety of DeMarco line countdown?
I'm unclear on that point. I think it depends on how far they like to take their revenge. Based on what I've been told about them, my assumption is yes. So we
the
might need to be
Marco family
factoring.
is not entirely defenseless, so
Yeah.
They are the mafia. This is, well, she looks around first, see if Roxy's there. They are the mafia. So,
Yeah.
but you know,
What are the chances of a clean evacuation regarding?
not high. Not high at all.
yeah, there's no way we could get the entire family out.
Not cleanly, not easily, and
Quickly.
probably not without telling Roxy that her family's the mafia. Which we should
Or
probably
even-
mention that at some point.
Even telling any of them, Vi.
I'm
Yeah.
not entirely sure how we broached that, but yes.
The werewolf mafia is after you.
I
That
feel
makes
like
so much
that
sense.
is like something Tony could tell her at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
he should tell her at least one big secret.
It might help his credibility, maybe.
Lena's
Yeah.
like,
Or
he
not.
owes her at least one secret.
One.
Just one, you know, maybe
Just one.
more.
So how do we get them all into a defensible position, or the best defensible position?
Well, I don't think it's going to be their house.
Yeah.
They probably are
Best-
not as prepared as you, but they might have safe places to go.
That's true. Have them reach out to their own resources first, but I don't know if their resources are tapped into the heroing supernatural elements in the city.
Or if there are moles within those resources
Or if
of
there
the
are
same
moles.
nature.
Optimally, what I'd like would be to deal with this problem before it even gets close to them, but I think that getting them somewhere safe is probably the most responsible way to deal with this.
Werewolf moles.
What forces do we have to muster regarding? We have us. What do we have? We have Tex. Have we heard? I assume we have Joe's dad.
Presumably. I don't know where he is, and Joe hasn't seen him. Hopefully that's because he's working on something, but
Yes.
who knows? Hecate has a fair amount of resources, but again, that can only go so far.
What are our chances of recruiting certain previous rogues to our
Yeah,
cause regarding
rock.
this?
Depends what we've got on him.
I
I
was
don't
thinking
think the rock guy is going to want to help us.
Seems unlikely. It's possible. Henry's talking to somebody who might be able to help. But you remember the what was his name? Senior Speedy?
Oh,
yes.
Cynthia
Yeah.
knows his name and is purposely
Yes.
just being an asshole.
yeah, Herr
Ah,
Schnapp.
yes, Barnaby.
Bartleby. Hello.
Boathouse, yes.
Benedict.
Ah, yes, Bentley.
Beep-a-doop-bop.
Oh
Bentley
my
does
God.
go zoom zoom.
That's true.
It does.
I don't know. Senior Supersonic, who could help, but is very, very green. So
How in the wind is Rampage?
that's a Roxy question.
We've reached out, but I don't think we've heard. A
Uh,
lot of things
the
have
last
happened.
communication you had was Roxy saying, "You can go do illegal stuff."
And my crying twin.
I don't know how many of us know that though. I don't think Sylvie
Elena
does.
knows.
I don't think
Elena
Cynthia
and
knows that because there would be
A lot of
The
stuff happened in
conversations.
between there.
Yeah.
crime, evil version of me. No, she said go ahead and find out some things on Rook's Labs. If stuff gets ruined, it gets ruined. If you break into things, you break into things, you know, whatever.
Oh my God. Cynthia cares less about that. I'm not gonna lie.
She may or
She
may
didn't think
not
Cynthia would be that mad. We need
Be-
help solving problems.
be a valid resource to reach out to if we're looking for muscle. And
She is very muscular.
like it or not, Tempest did have a fair amount of power behind her as well. That could.
I don't know if Tempest would be willing to help us.
It's
We would need some sort of sufficient leverage.
Still big mad.
yeah, Tempest big mad.
You
But-
stole her dress. No,
No, did not steal her clothing.
Yeah.
I planned to, but
it's still on the to-do list. It's just very low.
Yes.
life-threatening issues first,
Mhm, mhm,
then stealing clothing.
mhm.
Hell yeah.
Have any more friends, Sylvie?
No,
Or allies?
no.
Oh, okay.
Did anything ever
Those-
come of selling our souls?
Does the cat?
The cat probably does not. I was planning to follow. I had not heard anything, but I will be. I can follow up after this meeting.
Let us know. Okay, so reaching out to allies is an option. Bringing in the DeMarco's resources, an option. I don't know what they have. I'm not as in tune to that part of the city. This is not going to be particularly easy.
No.
Is that precious?
Yeah, she's doing her
Yes.
little oops.
What was Joe's last estimation on the number we would be facing?
A lot.
I, as a player, have fully forgotten.
Yeah.
In the hundreds is the
Okay.
estimate.
I think the numbers I gave were like 300 to 400.
Yeah.
Let's ballpark high, say 400.
Yes, there's really nothing. A bank is going to be not very helpful in this situation. Just foreclose on their homes? No, that just makes them angrier.
I mean, if we could hire some kind of super mercenaries, maybe, but
If Tempest is looking for money, I mean, we don't have a way to contact her, so.
we have a communicator on Rampage.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Quick thing. I've still got super hearing. Can I hear some of what they're saying?
Yeah, if you're listening.
Roxy's also
You could have,
in their
if you
vicinity
were
right now.
prone to spy on Henry, you could have heard her conversation with Cynthia.
Also, Roxy's yelling at Tony in the other room.
Yeah,
There's
you're
loud
you're closer to
conversations.
that.
Yeah, fair
Physically,
point.
maybe not
Okay.
emotionally.
Emotionally, he's
not here.
dissociating.
I say
practicing.
like at this point, it depends on how much you're focusing in on that conversation.
I'd probably be focusing on that conversation a lot, so yeah, I probably don't hear that. Okay. Sorry. I, as a player, had an idea, but I don't think Joe would have the same idea.
Maybe later.
Well, we wait for the DeMarcos to have a very normal conversation that doesn't involve yelling.
That might take a
Even
bit.
their normal conversations involve yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
I
the
don't know
happy
if we have
conversations involve
time
yelling.
Everything
for
involves yelling.
that
just
to
loud
devolve to evolve to not yelling. So
Happy yells.
Happy yells, angry yells. Just listen
there's a
for the
lot
tone of Roxy's
emotion
voice.
and new feelings to be processed in this situation, and it's probably not the best time for all of that.
I think there's ever a good time for that.
Surprise, I'm a werewolf. I'm in a werewolf cult. Yeah.
Surprise. Yeah. Werewolf in werewolf cult. Been lying to you if you.
Yeah.
Could have almost bet you, turned you into a werewolf, you know.
Yeah.
Just regular
Look
brother
out.
sister sibling rivalry stuff, you know?
We're dealing with about 400 at
400.
different power levels. Should talk to Joe to get an estimate of how many there are of each, because somebody at Joe's power level weaker is much less of a threat than somebody who's at Blindside's power level or higher. And of course, the Alpha themselves.
What, 5 betas?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I believe
Yeah,
there
we
were.
were
Okay.
told the 5 betas and the rough ideas of their powers.
Okay.
Maria took notes. Elena probably was paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Tess also took notes. Can she find them in her notes? Probably not.
It's behind the longest day somewhere.
I'm actually already on my page if we want a refresher here.
I
wrote-
would appreciate that
I
greatly,
don't know
actually.
what note this is, but it just says girl gang doing stuff.
You have the best posts, like the best notes.
The eyes are dotted with
I have
hearts,
mine. I didn't really take any numbers down, but I do have some names and powers and
No, I found the right page now.
there's a Chad here and he's influential, so obviously he's an influencer.
Yeah, Joe is in cult. I'm on the
It
right.
was
I'm on the right page.
Chide.
I
Not
wrote Chad because I did not care.
Crow, can you give us the rundown?
Sure. There's of course Aroma, which I think everybody knows is
5 betas?
yes.
That's
5
Barbie
betas,
Wolf. Yeah.
5 betas, including Blindside.
Okay.
Blindside's got his sensory negation abilities.
Mm-hmm.
There's Chide, who, if my notes are correct here, has like influence / mind control ability.
Oh, that's a problem.
Using words and language, it looks like.
Mhm.
I have.
There's Spark, who's got electrical powers, and Spectre, who's got phasing.
Okay. And Aroma has pheromones, presumably.
Hyper pheromones.
Yes.
Hyper.
Which Joe would probably more describe it as like
Sylvie on cocaine.
malleable scent.
Sylvie on cocaine.
Yeah, there's also that.
Yeah.
Sylvie on superoids.
All right, so it goes alpha, beta,
Gamma, Delta.
gamma. Okay. Does he have an estimate for gammas and deltas for how many?
Roughly. About 2. Well, we should probably be doing this in character in the meeting.
Yeah.
We drag him into the living room.
We can wait
Get
for the
in here.
DeMarco explosion.
We can have Roxy and Tony's confrontation. Cut away briefly.
Meanwhile,
So Roxy comes storming down the hallway, and you see Joe standing outside of Tony's room.
She just like scooches him to the side, just like like I imagine he just like slides across like as she just pushes him out of the way of the door.
Well, I don't think he was actually blocking the door. He was
No.
just
Oh,
He was actually about to unlock the door, but if you want to just like shove him, that works too.
oh, if he's unlocking it, she'll wait for him to unlock it and then she'll scooch him over.
You will, however, hear him say through the door to Tony, "Incoming."
Just like moves him out of the way and
Yep.
walks, flings the door open.
yeah. You see Tony sitting on the floor, leaning against the opposite wall, just with his head tilted back, his eyes closed. Got the trash can within arm's reach.
She closes the door behind her and then she crosses her arms and looks at him disapprovingly as she stands over him.
Cracks his eyes open and looks up at you. Not quite as powerful as Maz, but you're getting close.
Yeah, well, piss me off a few more times and I think I'll get there. What the fuck? Seriously, though, what the fuck? You do realize that you've been lying to me for my whole fucking life, right?
I haven't known forever. Okay?
Yeah, well, I'm only 2 years old, so I assume you've known longer than that.
My God.
Wait till I tell the other Roxy. She's gonna be so mad at you. Ha! And I told Ma. Why would you not tell me this? Why not? I told you.
It started a long time ago.
Yeah, so you haven't told me for a long time since I have the other Roxy's memories. I don't see it in there.
You didn't have powers then.
Yeah, so?
So I didn't.
When I got powers, I told you. Actually, I've always had powers. Within reason. The first time I saw you after that and I realized I had powers, I told you.
Yeah.
You're in a fucking cult and you didn't tell me. And you knew I could do something about it.
You couldn't when it started.
Yeah, well, I wasn't alive when it started.
Fine. The other Roxy, who still doesn't have powers, didn't have powers when it started. And knowing you, her, both of you, you'd want to help and rush in. And at that point, if you don't have powers, it was...
But what about when I did get powers? What's the excuse then? I mean, you could be putting the entire family at risk.
I didn't know that when it started. And by the time...
Do they know who you are?
Who? The wolves?
Yeah, they got your identity right. Cults figure out who your family is, so they can use them as leverage if they need to, right? I don't know, I've never joined any cults.
I don't know how much they know.
Okay. Do they know who you are?
Blindside, at the very least. I don't know what he said.
Well, I suppose we could ask him. I'm sure he'll be by later.
Yeah.
So you were just gonna... What was your plan here? What was the play? Like, you and Joe were just gonna take on a fucking wolf pack by yourselves when the alpha can control your mind? That's stupid. That's like me going to the secret agents who got control of my mind and trying to take them out by myself.
You had an astonishing lack of a plan.
An astonishing lack of a plan. You remember when you said I had impulse control issues? At least I know when to stop and listen to people who are smarter than me on these things. I could have helped you, Tony. What the fuck? And now what are we going to do with you? What's going to happen now?
I assumed
they didn't kill Watchdog when he came out. He's pretty public.
Yeah, but Watchdog was an isolated case at that point.
Yeah? So what's the difference?
people might start digging. If you see someone that looks like a werewolf, you're gonna assume, and you see two people with very similar appearances, power sets. I don't know. You assume there's more. Alpha's probably just gonna take it as a threat.
So he's gonna come after you.
Yep. Be surprised if he didn't.
That's cool. I mean, we were gonna fight them anyways, so now we get home field advantage, or I don't know, whatever Joe says about being able to control the environment, whatever. I think that's the gist of what home field advantage is. I'm still not entirely sure. I just catch the ball and I run. Because I'm not allowed to tackle people. Apparently, that would be suspicious. Not that I play football anymore now since whatever. Anyways. Well, I mean, obviously, we're not just going to let him kill ya. I'm mad, but I'm not mad enough to give you to some crazy wolf sorcerer.
Yeah, Joe's already said as much.
Look. That's not what heroes do. You should probably, well, I don't know. Look, you look like shit, though.
Feel like shit.
You should probably eat some Chinese food or something.
He goes a little pale at that. He's like, can we not talk about food right now?
Do you need some Pepto? I didn't know that wolves could get hangovers. I didn't know that was a thing.
They do whenever you get smacked with some Fae bullshit.
Don't do Fae drugs. Sylvie told me that. You should not do Fae drugs. If a Fae offers you drugs, say no.
I didn't voluntarily.
Okay, well. What the fuck happened with the pixie? What happened? Why are you hanging out with pixies? What the fuck?
I am not doing that.
Don't you know they're assholes? Everybody knows that pixies are assholes.
You know what? I think you didn't even know what a fucking pixie was before yesterday.
Nah, you're right. But, you know, they sound like assholes, so.
I didn't know it was a pixie when till Joe explained that it was a pixie.
How'd the pixie know you was a wolf?
I don't know. I was just at the junkyard working out, and then there was a voice behind me, and...
See what happens when you boys are at the junkyard? Nothing good comes of it. Nothing good. You guys need supervision at the junkyard.
Sure. We'll add that to the list.
Well, Ma's gonna tear you a new one, so... Should probably talk to her before.
You told Ma?
I fucking told Ma.
What the fuck, Roxy?
You should have fucking told Ma. How did I know that you were the only werewolf and there wasn't a werewolf conspiracy in my fucking family? I can't trust anything anymore, Tony. You've been lying to me my whole life. At least Ma's honest. Yeah, she's pissed.
I guess I'll deal with that later.
Probably, yeah. We should probably maybe deal with the alpha first, but, you know. Thinking about getting Mom a silver spoon for Christmas. For no particular reason.
All right, Rox.
All right, get up. Sylvie can probably heal you or something. She'll make your stomach feel better.
It's fine. It'll pass.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't punish yourself because you feel like you need to suffer because you feel guilty. Just do better. You can't change what you did before. I'm mad about it. I'm going to be mad about it for a hot minute. But I still love you. You're still my brother. I'm not going to hang you out to dry for some crazy werewolf sorcerer, whatever he is. You know, I'm still unclear with what the fuck is going on with the alpha because none of this is supposed to be this way.
Yeah, none of us really know what's going on with him.
Anyway, Sylvie's going to heal you. Come on. She'll offer him a hand.
He will look at your outstretched hand, and after a brief moment, we'll take it.
And she's gonna be like, you know, I bitch slapped the sense right back into you, right? You owe me for that. So I'm gonna take a favor, and my favor is you're not allowed to die.
Sure thing, Rox.
All right,
Sure.
let's go.
The two of you turn to head to the door. You catch like just the corner of Joe's face like darting away. 100% just like
Nosy. I'm gonna start calling you Watch Nose. You always nosing in everybody's business. I wonder what else you listen to. Wait a minute.
I'm not going to answer that question. Let's go figure out what's for breakfast.
Joe's being nasty.
Uh-huh. See what I have to deal with, Tony? See what I have to deal with? No respect. None. Sylvie, sweetie. Tony don't feel good. I'm wondering if you could maybe heal his tummy so he stops vomiting. We might need him functional and stuff.
I think we definitely need him functional.
If he only has like 2 days to live, he might as well not be sick.
Yeah, that's true. But
We're gonna prevent the 2 days to live.
I just made he owes me a favor for bitch slapping the sense back into him, so he's gonna survive. That was the deal. I made that deal for him, but you know, sisterly, whatever. You're right. I am becoming more like mom. At least she's not the worst thing to be.
Sylvie will walk over and attempt to heal Tony of whatever residual funk is in his system.
It's there's no, after last night, there's still no traces of pixie magic left. It was just whatever magic was inflicted on him just like messed up his system really badly.
Yeah.
So it kind of akin to like a stomach virus, basically.
Yeah.
It's a really bad stomach bug.
Can you push energy in him to like reset a system?
I mean, she'll try.
Yeah, I mean, you've healed people before. You've cured drunkenness. This isn't anything super intense, so you can, you can do this pretty easily.
I was also like fairly recently messing with his entire
his
system,
entire bodily functions. So.
All right. I think they're planning and plotting to keep you safe.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do that.
Well, we need to know what you're up against. Joe said like maybe 400-ish.
400 wolves? That's
Yes.
fine.
But
Could-
the ones we have to worry about
Well-
the most are the betas.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
alpha.
Oh, and the alpha, but like,
I mean, get enough of a less powerful type and they can still rush you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
So,
Okay.
prevent swarms.
Well, shit. So, like, fuck. What am I gonna do?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Well, I mean, I'm just like most useful as like a frontline fighter. But if I get bit, then shit's gonna get weird.
Well,
Yeah.
we can put you in armor. How far
Roxy,
down can you?
You
guys
get a
fight?
flash of memory as you think of Sarah's mech suit.
Yeah.
Nice. She just
Just
like
a
whispers
thought.
that. I'm sure Joe and Tony hear her
Yeah.
mumbling about a mech suit. Silver mech suit.
So, you might not have an answer to this, Joe, but is it only the Alpha's particular brand of werewolfism that transfers via bite? Or do you know how it works with people more like your dad?
Yeah. From what I figured out with him, Alpha's version is weird in that it is transferred via bite, but it only works, I'm guessing, on people who already could become normal werewolves.
Here's my thought. We probably don't have the timeline for this, so might be a dud. But what if we got Roxy to be a normal, non-curse, non-alpha adjacent werewolf? Then he might not be able to control her.
Really smart. I was kind of thinking the same thing. I'm like, what if Joe's dad could just change me?
I guess maybe
And then I'll already be a werewolf. I mean, I'm not super excited about all the body hair, but it'll be fine.
I mean,
we would need to
you could vanish.
talk to him first to see if that would even work and to see if there's some sort of adjustment period. Because if there is, then that's a no-go given the timeline we're working on.
We only have.
I mean, I don't know if it would work like that because my younger brothers, they were already like showing a bit, I guess.
Well, what do
I
you
figured
mean
we can-
showing?
Put it on the list of things to ask. I don't
Did
want
they,
to rule
like-
out any possibilities at this stage.
That's true.
Yeah. Joe will like pick up a piece of chalk and just like add it to the blackboard. There's also just in general, whatever my dad's up to. Hopefully it's nothing that's gone wrong. In regards to what we're facing down, the majority, at least as far as I can tell, of the pack are deltas like me and Tony
Mm-hmm.
on a normal day, I guess. Sort of gestures to Tony. So basically, probably not at exactly my level. As far as I can tell, werewolfism is like a multiplier on whatever you already have. Which is one of the reasons why I was so worried about you becoming a werewolf, Rox, because you already can't really control how strong you are.
I'm getting way better.
You are, but
To be
you know,
fair,
just
I've only
But-
knocked down like 3 buildings in the past week. So
But if it's a multiplier and the alpha has control of that, imagine how much of a wrecking ball you'd be in the wrong hands.
no, that's accurate. That's
Also,
why we either need
the-
an armor, a mech suit solution, or like an anti-bite, something that could like some sort of armor that could prevent being bit.
well,
We need to
there was-
test that with Joe's teeth, probably. But I
Mhm.
don't know if that would work for higher level werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
They do
It'd be
have,
something at least.
They do have higher bite force, but it's worth noting here, from what I've experienced of her, Parhelia, she's a pretty hard counter to me. Like,
Parhelia or me?
Most people, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
Yeah.
so I don't know if she'd be up to it, but if we got her in on this, like, short of maybe, this fucker sort of taps Spectre's little bubble. I don't know how many of them could even hit you.
With a mech suit on?
Yeah, or just any sort of barrier from her.
I don't.
And there are things we can do mentally, perhaps, to
Mm-hmm.
prevent. Poke points at. Oh wait, no. Spectre's got the. I thought you meant Shide. Ignore that statement.
Spectre has the electricity.
Phasing.
The phasing.
Oh,
Yeah.
phasing. Could you phase into my suit with me? That'd be so.
Depends how much control he
That's
has.
That's a serious violation of my personal boundaries without my
You'd
also
have
suit
to
on.
be able to
depends.
phase in and out, and if he phases in partially, depends.
I really feel like he should ask before he phases into me.
I don't
that
think
is
he
a
cares.
whole host of problems because I don't think he cares.
It also depends on how phasing interacts with other power sets, such as barrier power sets.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other question is, Joe, can you remind us of the weaknesses you know that permeate the Alpha's version of werewolves?
Silver is the big one, which, from talking with my dad, is strange for them.
Is
Like,
it
that's not a normal werewolf thing.
What about sounds? Big sounds. Could that fuck up
Loud
this
ones?
sentence? Like some sort
Well-
of sonic attack. You guys got
Okay,
super hearing.
I guess just run through what my weaknesses are.
Sure. Tony,
Henry,
feel free to
loud-
chime in. Put secret keeping on the list.
And add Henry.
Add Henry to the list.
We are on.
Weaknesses.
The clock is ticking.
All
Generally.
right.
It's not so much loud sounds as it is overload. I do it on occasion to sort of... I think the word I heard you use one time, Roxy, would be disassociate.
Dissociate, yeah.
Like, a lot of werewolves need to be intentional about what they sense, because if you just kind of let it go, you get overloaded.
So you're saying that you're nosing on us on purpose?
In any way,
Rip.
so hypothetically, if you can create enough sensory input of one kind, it could cause like a temporary overload. So, Sylvie, I don't know how much you can control like what your pheromones smell like, but if you can make it smell like enough things, hypothetically that could at least be like a flashbang sort of effect.
Can work on that.
But the aroma does the same thing.
That's true.
Maybe you could cancel out hers.
We need a way to cancel hers out or just make ourselves immune to it,
We bring the equivalent of a department perfume aisle.
basically.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Spray the perfume up the nose holes.
Make a
that's
bomb.
not a bad idea.
Ooh, perfume bomb. I like this. It's like a Molotov, but with like perfume. Ooh,
Bunch
the
of different
Molotov.
kinds. Break them all at once.
An
Yeah.
avatar.
That could work. Yeah.
Maybe we can find peanut butter perfume.
I don't think that's. Is that you specific or?
No, that's all werewolf thing as far as I can
I
tell.
think it's an all
So-
canines thing.
Hmm.
Sorry,
Okay.
Joe. That wasn't meant
Joe?
to be a joke. That was an actual.
No, it's all right.
Weaknesses.
Yeah. So obviously I had real issues with Tempest. Because, well, I guess I don't know with some of the other betas, but I know at the very least Blindside can't fly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can certainly get height when we jump, but we cannot stay airborne.
Samesies.
If you've got somebody
be
raining
fair.
stuff down on you from several stories up, for example. But you could
Yeah.
also throw things at them. I mean, I have a
Most-
fair amount of experience dodging shit that's been thrown at me, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
most things cannot stay airborne once you let them go.
which is also my thought in regards to you, Elena. If you can get to a good enough position where no one can reach you, well, I don't really think there's any way I could fight off getting smushed by you, so
Wait a minute. What if Elena removes aroma from the plain wood by, I mean, maybe smushing her, but you could either make her very light so that her scent is out of
Just, like,
range.
pick her up and put her somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just like gravitate her out quietly, Just
But I can
Bye-bye.
also do the same to multiple people as well, so that might be helpful for the crowds.
or like a dog whistle on a PA while you're doing that.
I
You
mean,
know?
if we can get
To fuck with the king.
Parhelia with us, I feel like she could hard counter Aroma. Because
Oh, what if she boxed her in and then her aroma
Exactly.
can... That's a good idea.
like my guess would be Aroma's first instinct would be to try and pheromone
Smell
whatever
more.
is hitting her,
Yeah.
which is gonna take away whatever she's got to breathe in there.
Also,
She's
Like,
gonna pheromone
her-
herself? Isn't
Yeah.
she immune?
I'm not necessarily saying that she's gonna pheromone herself, but I am saying she could potentially knock herself out.
Yeah, the pheromone will take up
Can
the
the-
space of oxygen.
Can the
Yeah.
Spectre guy phase with other people?
I've never met him. I don't know.
Oh. Tony?
You should
I have
also
no clue.
consider if Sarah has the level of control necessary to not go past suffocation.
She just
So
needs
for
to make
that.
like a small box.
I know that we have a no killing rule, but like
Well, that's also
technically
something.
it would be the lack of oxygen killing her.
It wouldn't be self-defense.
I mean,
it's like
it
a
sort of is.
mortal zone.
Ugh.
But that is part of the problem here. And Joe will draw.
Well, she
with
runs out of
Josh.
air, then she'll pass out before she dies.
But it's more so
That's
how
the
do
idea.
Okay,
Stop.
so
At the right point.
There's 1 alpha and 5 betas. Now, as far as I could tell, there was about a 1-to-3 ratio between gammas and deltas. Gammas have kind of signed on, I guess, with the whole cult idea.
Mhm.
You can even tell it in their uniforms. They don't have the masks, the unique masks the rest of us do. They have
Are they just
a
like
uniform.
groupies?
Basically indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Fully indoctrinated.
So like the bottom level of the cult.
No, we are. And
What?
we don't want to
You
be
joined a
there.
cult and you're not even at the top? Tony, what the
No.
fuck?
Most people who join a cult aren't at the top, Rocks.
Well,
That
that's
is how cults
stupid. I would
work.
never join a cult where I'm not at the top.
But my
At
point,
least middle management. Come on.
Rox, please.
What?
My point is, it's a 1-to-3 ratio. That 3, those are all deltas like me and Tony that didn't ask and didn't want to be there, more likely than not.
So tell them to leave.
But
Are
the
they
alpha,
convincible?
What if we just take the alpha out first?
Gotta
Remove him
find the
from the
alpha.
board.
Yes, we have to figure who
Yep.
out that is.
And you'll have to get to the alpha, which is the other problem.
Does anybody in the world know who the alpha is in real life?
The alpha?
Besides the alpha, because I feel like he's not going to tell me who he is. I just feel like that's not a thing that's going to happen.
We've
I think
been
if that were known, then there'd be fewer problems here.
Uh-huh.
There's a long shot my informants found something, but other than that,
if we can figure out who the alpha is and disable them, obviously that's nearly an immediate win there, because then whole thing might just break apart. I don't know how much the betas want to be there, and the deltas, who knows what they're going to do without a leader.
Did we ask Tex yet to help us?
Yes.
Or not
He
Tex,
just-
Spuds.
Oh, Spuds, yes, he left last night though.
But
Yeah.
He has a
yeah, but
communicator.
like
Yeah.
He does have a communicator, and also
Everybody
like,
has a communicator.
could he do it? Some sort of spell to reveal the alpha's
We can ask
identity,
him.
Maybe.
or maybe Tex knows.
It's
how to do a
also
spell like
likely
that.
that given the magical influences here, the alpha has protections against that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also possible, but it's worth noting, I guess. What I said to you, like, geez, months ago, Cynthia, that was true. I'm good at taking physical damage, not so much stuff like fire, electricity, magic. So, I mean, I don't know how much of that we would have in stock or how much of that we could use in a non-lethal manner, but if we need to go toe to toe with the betas or the alpha,
Stun
which
guns?
maybe that might have some effect, but
You're thinking we need to win Tempest over.
We need
she
to
would be
find
pretty
her.
perfect for handling a lot of this.
Well, I'll call Rampage. I feel like if Rampage can't convince it to calm the fuck down, though, I'm not sure if
I
that
don't want her.
I
as
mean, I could
Liz
go
Cannon.
try to talk to her.
There's also
I
my
am a
thought-
little softer than Rampage in my demeanor and the way in which I interact with people, but also I did put her in a headlock and say, "Sup, icy hot," and I wish you would chill the fuck out. Which, in retrospect, she might still be a little mad about my bad puns. All right. Anyways,
And I also worry that she wouldn't really stick to the whole no killing thing, because again,
I don't think she would.
whole 75% of this cult that doesn't want to be there.
There,
Yeah, but
there's a
rather-
good chance that if we take out like maybe even a couple betas, they might just stop with that whole alpha influences.
yeah, I gotta know how the power structure works. I feel like we really need Spuds to help us, or a wizard of some sort.
But we also might have to worry about is if this is a very full-blown fight that attracts a lot of attention, the people with the Roxy mind control might come after her.
Oh, well, I was gonna
Also
say
true.
we should
We
probably
could
not do
earplug
this.
her, and you can still telepathy talk to her, but
I think
she
we should
wouldn't be able to help
probably not
anybody
do
else.
this in the middle of the city. I think we should probably go out to that camp area, or whatever that you were talking about.
I'm not sure how much ability we're going to have to pick our battleground.
Well, if we use Tony
well,
as bait, we can.
um,
they might just not take the bait and go right for your mom instead.
Oh, that would make me so
Remember
fucking
how I
mad.
said I had some bad ideas, Cynthia?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
good.
want to share some of them?
Love it.
Yeah. Bad idea number one. I do know how to get to the den.
What?
Which is
We take
where
to fight the den.
the alpha was. Well, it's where the alpha is usually seen. I don't know if that's actually where they are most of the time, but I know that's where initiation is done, and that's sort of the de facto base, I think.
Would he
Start
sense-
fighting werewolves there, and chances are the alpha's going to make an appearance sooner or later.
Hmm.
Do we want
Or
to
if
fight
we-
him, or do we want to take out the betas and then go for the alpha?
I'm not sure we have a choice.
You're gonna be dealing with the betas first, no matter what. The general ain't gonna come out to fight when he's got an army.
Don't move your most valuable piece when you have your elite guard out there.
Yeah.
It's fair. But at least we could turn blindside. I don't think he thought any of the other betas could be turned, though.
There's also the whole alpha control problem.
That there's also that I would point out. While Blindside might be in allegiance and agreement with us, we may still have to take him out.
Just so they don't get suspicious in case this does not work and we have to retreat.
Or
No.
if the alpha knows and says you're going
Controls
to fight
him.
anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The same
I'll be
argument
perfectly
could be
honest.
made.
I have no counter to what he can do.
The alpha?
No. Well,
Blindside.
yes, that as well, but
Blindside.
Blindside's a hard counter to any werewolf. Like, he shuts our senses off, and we are basically sitting ducks for him.
Does he
Do you know what?
Does he turn off
range
the
he
rest of our
has?
senses, though?
I don't he's at least like a few hundred yards in the forest. I still wasn't able to pick him up until he was basically right on me.
Well, I mean, yes, but like we'd still be able to see him, right?
He
Cynthia
says
would
that he
still be.
cancels-
Would Cynthia be able to sense his thoughts still? How do you cover that?
Maybe.
You said you couldn't see him, but could you see?
Yes, I could see. Like, he doesn't turn off the sense itself.
So he's like invisible.
He
He's just
becomes
hiding.
invisible to the sense.
Yeah, he removed himself
Exactly.
from.
But
So
I doubt-
theoretically, if he were to approach someone like Sarah, can make a full body circle around herself if she needed to.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming he couldn't break that, even if he tries to ambush her,
Yeah. I mean, he's still.
he wouldn't go for her probably because
Oh my god,
that
we
would be a
hamster
dumb
ballin'.
decision. But that's an option. But we
Hamster
also have a
ballin'.
very limited amount of hard counters to betas, and we need to figure out how we're going to do this.
Yes.
Sarah can't be everywhere at once.
And
Yeah.
theoretically, I don't know, I cannot speak for Spuds, but theoretically, if I'm looking at one of werewolf's physiology, when the alpha takes control, I might be able to fight it. I know what magic looks like. I don't
That's
know
true.
if I have the ability. I was able to fight off a pixie. I don't know if I would be able to fight him off, but I might be able to hold the alpha for,
I mean,
or delay it at least for a vital moment.
well, I guess we'll make this bad idea number 2. Sylvie, do you think you could replicate what that pixie did?
We just going to make a bunch of rampaging werewolves?
I mean,
Potentially.
again, it's on the bad ideas list, but
That kind of defeats your purpose of the whole we don't want to kill all these deltas who are there against their will because you know, if we make them all
Yeah.
into raging psychopaths, then they're
But
gonna
if
tear
it's-
each other apart.
But it's
But if-
also a different being's magic influencing them.
that might counter the alpha's control, because obviously you weren't aware for it, Tony, but you were pretty feral.
And one could also argue that my motivations versus that pixie's could be different. Fey magic works differently.
Who sent the pixie to fuck with my brother? We have other problems too that we're gonna have to address after this whole wolf shit.
We
Well,
have
we've
a
got
whole
a
board of
really
problems.
short timer on this wolf shit, so let's
Yeah,
maybe
wolf shit first, pixie later.
find and squish that bug
Well,
later.
we need to figure out if your dad can help out, because if I can turn ahead of time, then I might as well do that, you know?
And I can see if I can give a bit of immunity to those alpha touched werewolves in our midst.
I
I'll
mean,
need to work on recreating some of the traces of the pixie spell, but
In theory,
it's a
my
theoretical.
a bunch of my family could turn. If it's genetic.
yeah.
We should not lose.
I'm not bringing them into the fight, but at least they would have some defenses if, you know.
That is also the next. We should tell them to possibly just like bunker down.
And Silva.
Yeah.
Tiny holes.
But also, like, we might
Elena.
want to think about going on the offensive by having, if they can be changed, change them before the alpha can outside of the alpha superstructure, so that way they're not brought into the superstructure of the alpha.
Elena, does your dad's bank just have gold in it, or would it also have silver?
Oh my god.
It's a bank.
Yeah.
It has.
It's a bank. It's got everything.
This is the 50s. We are still on the gold standard.
If it's got silver in it and they've got a vault for that, like
It
that's
might.
a pretty safe spot right there.
Or also jewelry stores do a lot of work in silver.
Find a silversmith.
Silversmith, anything like
I can get access to a lot of materials in a short amount of time.
I was gonna say, can I get
silver
some brass knuckles made out of silver?
Yeah.
I think there'd be silver knuckles at that point.
Yeah.
Silver knuckles. I'd like silver knuckles, please, for Christmas.
Probably
but
want some
early,
kind of
right?
alloy just to make sure it doesn't.
Well, yeah, I think you'd
bend.
have to coat it in silver, whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know how metal stuff works.
I'm not a doctor of metallurgy.
I'm not
Yeah.
a doctor of metallurgy.
I'll have to double check if that's enough. As far as I know, it's usually only like pure silver stuff. But
We can
What
check.
if it was liquid?
Mm.
We
God.
could turn it into like a mace.
Or like like diffuse it somehow. Diffuse it.
It
into
doesn't have to
yeah.
permanently stop somebody, but if it can get like really
my-
quickly that just stops them just to get away.
Given how much that burns, I think that'd add more like pepper spray.
Yeah. So that is like a quick.
But we could also
deterrent.
have supersonic, senior supersonic go in super quick and just like mace everybody.
I was gonna say Herr Schnell could just run around with it.
Yeah.
Does it like if it was on something and you touch it, it's going to burn?
In human form, it's generally just like an itch. Werewolf form, like if you hold on to something, it's gonna actually like start to melt you a little bit.
And if you inhale it, it's aerosolized.
You're gonna kill someone.
That's
Yeah.
also
Now
kind of a
we're getting
concern.
into kill territory. Yeah.
I think just the
I
pepper
think that's against the
spray
Geneva Convention.
as that-
Fucking goddamn Geneva Conventions and their
as like a
fucking
quick
liquid
deterrent.
werewolf protection laws. God damn it.
A liquid might scar, but I don't think it would kill them unless they like drank it. Which, why the hell would you do that?
Um,
I think that
You
could
wanted
work.
to die?
Cults have done weirder. Well, have cults done weirder shit at this point yet? I don't know.
no.
Probably yes, but like
Not like
Not
super
documented.
Not the
publicized.
big
not
ones,
like
yeah.
the Kool-Aid cult.
We haven't had the Jim Jones
publicized.
incident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jonestown's
Yeah.
not for like another 20
But there
years.
probably were cults that did shit like that. I mean, like ancient cults and shit. If we're being like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because there was
by
some
the
pretty weird rituals.
50s,
back in
we've
the
had
day.
a couple of UFO cults by now. Can't wait to
At
start my
least.
own cult just by flying around
I
with, like,
love
a
it.
space alien.
I mean, isn't one of your burns worship or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elena takes a road trip to Area 51.
Mhm.
Yes. I need this side quest.
I need this. Elena's the reason for Area 51.
Yes.
It's also worth noting, though, we could potentially get more help on the inside, which leads me to bad idea number 3. There are a few relatively recently turned werewolves that do owe me a favor for helping them get through initiation.
No, okay, but that's good. I like it. But also, how many do we know what the capacity of the alpha is to control how many of you at once? Like,
yeah.
does he have unlimited control over you, or like
As
is he going to assert his control over his strongest fighters?
Or one at a time.
Assume
Everybody.
he's able to control all of us at once.
That's insanity.
Yeah. The problem with inside help is the alpha.
And
Yeah.
how much do you trust?
How do we
them?
get to the alpha then?
Well,
That's, I mean,
that's-
that's what we need to do is we need to
That
get
was
to
one
the
of the
alpha.
bad ideas was we go where they live and we make a big ruckus until he shows up.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that other people. I think you're right, Tony, and in this one thing right now, that I think he would send his lackeys to look it up. But what if we were to snoop? Would they be able to send Sylvie going in there as like something small and
Yes.
Okay.
Because Joe can smell her in the crowd.
What if Blindside covered her?
That was the thought.
Can he
We-
cover that many? But is it only him?
It would just
Did he
cover
No,
her.
he can cover more than just him. He said he could
he
do
can
all
No, I mean,
of
can
us.
cover
he?
more than one person. He did it with Tony when they came to meet with me after my initiation.
Okay.
So at least he could maybe bring Sylvie in and they could go in unnoticed. Does the alpha notice him though?
I would assume.
Does he cover from
assume
the
so.
alpha? Oh, well then that kind of defeats the purpose.
We also don't have a whole lot of time for infiltration. She
Yeah,
points
that's
at
true.
the Clock.
What if we just blow up the den?
We would probably do
You'd
more
need to get
harms than
inside
good.
for that.
And too many potential innocent fatalities.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. You're right.
But at the very least, we could. My point is, we could start this fight on our terms if we want to. I don't know if we want to, but
I
I think it's better to control when and where than not.
call it being a QB. I like being on the offense, I guess.
I don't think we
And
have much of
I
a
would
choice.
rather
Either we start the fight or they come find us.
Yeah, I would rather set the terms than be caught on the off foot.
Same.
Agreed.
It gives us at least a little bit of a upper hand.
And then at
'Cause
least
then we
we
have
can
more
go
control over
in
the environment.
in some way prepared for the battle that we are trying to achieve.
And we could use Speedy to take like some of Tony's clothes or whatever that smell funny, or like whatever his werewolf sweat smell, and like, run it through whatever areas that we want them to go.
Oh, I guess it's worth noting here. I can't, but none of us can pick where other werewolves out of a crowd. There isn't a particular werewolf smell.
Yeah, but they know Tony's smell. How else are they going to track him?
And that's true.
So I guess
unless they're just going to ask Blindside to track him, and then I mean, like, I don't know what their plan is or how they clean up. So,
I mean,
quote,
it
unquote.
usually is the responsibility of the sire to handle their.
Who sired you?
Ilk.
Blindside.
What? Can we just fake his death? Can we just fake Tony's death? Buy some more time.
That could be the backup plan.
They'll want to make an example.
So we're also working against a timeline of Blindside killing you.
Mm-hmm.
Or at the very least, being asked to kill him.
How long can Blindside realistically put off the quest like that?
Might be able to buy us an extra day.
Yeah.
I suspect we might have a little more wiggle room, because I think the alpha would prefer I am brought back alive and made an example of, not just shown as a body.
Okay.
So
The
they want to publicly execute you? What kind of fucking weird cult did you join?
The alpha's
Most
got a
cults
thing
are
for
weird.
showiness.
Any cult
I
has
mean-
a sense of
So what you're
being
saying
a
is
power
that he's
production.
arrogant. He's arrogant. There's maybe
yes,
some
he's
narcissism.
a cult leader. Most
There's
of them are
narcissism,
arrogant.
probably. I mean, these are things that we might be able to take advantage of on a psychological level.
I don't think we have time to do that. So
That's true. I don't know.
May lead to making mistakes in the battle, but to truly manipulate that on a psychological level, I would take more time in looking into the individual than we have.
I don't think you're going to be able to easily get a rise out of him.
The alpha?
Yeah.
Okay.
And knowing more about somebody usually makes it easier to break them.
Well, this leads me to bad idea number 4.
Okay.
If we really need heavy hitters for this, we do know a major superhero who can turn
Oh,
into
no.
silver,
Absolutely
has a
not.
vested interest in kicking werewolf ass.
Your ass,
I
not
feel like
werewolf
that's very
in general,
specifically
Joe.
to
I think she's partial to kicking your werewolf ass, not everybody.
She
Every
thinks
werewolf
that
ass.
I am the problem. If
Yeah,
she was
you
told-
specifically.
Tell her the werewolves are after Henry.
It's because you're fucking her
Exactly.
daughter. I don't know why I
But-
have to spell this out for you.
Do we know that we can trust her as a whole either?
No, of course we can't.
God,
but
no.
we
No.
might be able to use her.
we are going to need all the friends or friends we can find. So I think that is Roxy's second superpower, is making friends.
You're telling me I have to make friends with Henry's
No,
mom?
no, not her. Everybody else. Like,
Oh, yeah. No, I can
don't.
totes do that.
I don't think
If
Hair
it
Rock
comes
is
to
going
it,
to
we
help
can
us.
find a different way to deal with her.
But like, you can call Rampage. You can look for Hair Rock.
Doesn't Sam have access to other heroes too?
Well,
his is like he helps them.
Helps them, but it's not like an on-call thing.
That might be. Also, they might not.
Yeah,
want
but like, what if
to-
I just hung out around there and made friends with everybody, and then I was like, hey.
We have 40 hours.
We need quick friends. We need to reach out to everybody.
Echo,
We are
it
the
also
Okay,
chaos.
well, I'll
might-
talk to Rampage. I'll go down to Rampage and see if Rampage will let me talk to Tempest. Maybe I can reason with her. Maybe I can't.
Echo, it might be a good thing to have your sister on speed dial for after
For aftercare.
everything.
I'll
Field
talk to
medic.
her.
Yeah, field medic.
Yeah.
And on a
No, I agree with that.
On a related item to number 4, bad idea number 5.
Do you have any
Lock
good
sides with
ideas?
Cynthia. I'm certain if your dad's not involved in this, he would not be thrilled to learn about
No.
this.
Oh no. Oh wait. Pit normal against the werewolves.
Like, that's definitely not going to be a non-lethal solution. Knowing
No.
what he's done.
No,
I
he'll
don't
kill
want
them
to owe
all.
him a favor.
I don't want you to owe him anything ever.
It's
Ever.
more, I think
I
it would
just
be
want
effective in
sushi
the
salad.
moment, but he's going to spin it normal and him save the city from
The
Yeah.
long
a superpowered
the-
threat. Think of how that's going to do for his power in the city and his power to eventually eliminate the rest of us.
I know,
The long
but at
the
the
long
same
term
time,
ramifications are too great, I think.
at least that way there would still be a city to save.
Yeah, make a fair point.
It's a slippery slope though, because if we have to play
If-
this game,
again,
then
Bad ideas column.
She
you
writes it down
have it-
anyways because she's writing down all of these.
do you have a good idea though? What about you, Tony? You got any good ideas? Anybody got a good idea? All right.
Make a list of all of our allies.
I mean,
Fair
we
enough.
aren't
Use
completely.
me as bait. Either get an excuse to go in or draw the army
don't-
somewhere.
I dislike you being bait, but also it's kind of the smartest move.
I think it's the only way we're gonna get their attention.
That's what I was thinking.
There's also a way we could use you as bait without potentially risking you yourself.
I don't think he has a choice of not fighting in this.
I am
buddy.
not gonna let all of you just fight my fight. This isn't. I was gonna say fight my battles for me, but this isn't just my fight, right? It's all of our fight.
Pretty much, it's our
Yeah,
city.
at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna.
It
sit
has
on the
become all
sidelines
of our
for this.
problem.
But I had a thought.
Sylvie
They-
turns into Tony, and then there's two Tonys.
No,
What?
they'd pick that up, but
Are you
they
sure?
are.
They'd be able to smell the difference.
Thank
We
you.
put your clothes on her.
Still
I
smells
think they'd still be
deeper
able to
than
smell the
that.
difference.
It's deeper than that, Roxy.
Well, I don't know. I don't have werewolf nose holes.
I was gonna say they know that I took Tony from the scene.
How do they know that? Oh, you were
I
there.
was
My
there.
bad.
If
Okay.
I approached them ostensibly wanting to parley, I could get in without necessarily immediately causing a fight, potentially learn a bit more about what's going on the inside before we jump the den. Now, of course, they could just fucking kill me, because I might be considered part of the mess.
Wouldn't it be smarter to give me over
Yeah.
in like an attempt to like to
Do they
bait Tony
care
in?
about you?
Well, if they know that I'm his sister. they'll assume he'll give himself up for me.
I
And then you've got a secret
if they're
fucking
sending blindside after me, I don't think they're gonna really view you as a way to draw me out.
me.
Yeah.
To anybody. On the bright side, that means your family is safe for now.
What if Blindside just lies and says he couldn't find you?
Then he
You
will
have
also
Veda.
probably be murdered.
You have multiple people with mind control.
Of various types, even.
Mm.
When you can dig into someone's head, it's a lot easier to tell when they're lying.
If
Ask me
That's
how I
right.
if
know.
a beta claims they can't find a delta, that's gonna ring real hollow.
Also that.
I
But-
don't know.
Back to Joe's point of trying to claim parlaying. You're already on real fucking thin ice, bro. Like you're not even an official
They
initiate.
don't
They're
even
not
like
good.
you.
You don't really carry much weight.
Yeah.
They also don't like you very much. If any
These,
of your stories are indicators.
They might let you see the example that's set, but you don't really have anything.
What if we
to
release the tapes you got?
offer.
Mind control.
Uh,
Since they killed Joe and Henry and Sam, and
yeah, at
then they
that
just
point,
mind
it's
controls the other werewolves into not leaving.
officially burn the city to the ground mode. Because at that point, there's no
What if
possible
we-
way to go quiet.
What if we threaten to do it? Say that we have an alternate party, and if all of us don't come back alive, then it's getting released.
Then they jump the gun.
Mm-hmm.
It's still
There's still 400 citizens who are mind controlled. Plus,
Yeah.
if there are any more people like you, that's more people they can bite and mind control.
What does it feel like when he mind controls you?
I was
I'm
going
just
to
curious
ask,
because I've
actually.
also have some experience with being mind controlled. So
Actually, speaking of which, if you have time after this, I was hoping you might run some experiments with me.
yeah, of course.
I was talking to Joe, but thank you,
oh,
Roxy. I appreciate
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
I
that-
was like, it's a weird time to worry about my brain being taken over because I feel like that we have other things. But okay,
I'm
if you
kinda
feel like
thinking-
it's important.
I'm kind of thinking it's best that me and Tony don't leave the base until we.
You don't have to leave it for these.
Well,
well.
that's what I'm saying
do-
is that I've got time, but also,
Ah.
I mean, now's as good a time as any to bring this up. I have been like working on a sketch of a playbook for the five of us in regards
Alright.
to like how we could work together. If we want to
I'm
be
all
as prepared
ears.
as possible, like, I've got some ideas.
Of course.
How did they figure out that you have werewolf lineage?
You
They-
turn into one. I don't
Just
know.
go around.
They just go
biting
around
random
biting
people.
anybody, and it's just kind of like luck of the fucking draw, or what?
Well, okay, it's worth noting they don't just bite anyone. They're specifically looking for people with influence in the city.
And they bit you?
I don't know if you missed it, but I am kind of an up and coming football superstar.
An up and coming football star.
Sorry.
That
I
is
think
the
Roxy does
level
like
game,
just
right?
roll over laughing, just like I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry. I can't take
That's
that
just
seriously.
the way that you
though.
phrase
I'm
that.
also in line to inherit Sam's fortune.
Yes,
Only if
that
you don't
makes
piss off
more
that old
sense
guy.
to me.
Yeah, the fortune thing definitely makes more sense. All right. Moving on.
Point
Sorry.
is,
Why
I'm
Tony then?
that I don't.
That must
know.
have been fluke. Unless Tony
Yeah.
has something he wants to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony. How can a mechanic help a bunch of werewolves? That makes no sense to me.
Well, I wasn't a mechanic yet.
Yeah, you were like a kid. That makes even less sense to me.
What Tony will hear in his head is something like, telling her might get you slightly out of the doghouse, or it might make things worse.
All of us can feign
Probably a
shock.
little column A, little column B.
That's fair. Your prerogative.
I mean, I don't really know Well, okay, maybe I do know why they might turn you Tony, but I still don't know what happened there.
Why Tony and not the other Roxy?
Probably because I was older.
Sexist. Oh yeah, Zephyr.
Or that.
All right.
Likely to survive a transformation.
But
Older.
like
More influential.
once they figure
or
out that
impressionable, that's what I'm going
it
for.
makes more sense that like once they figure
Oh,
out
much more
that you're
impressionable.
you have the lineage when they want other werewolves in your family. It feels like
Mm,
Not
that would make
necessarily.
sense because you would know that the genetics would work, right? Looks at Cynthia for science and Sylvie like.
Is this how science?
But
Is
it's
this
also
how to
a matter
science? I don't know how to
of
science.
control and bringing someone into the fold, and that takes time and effort, and you don't
Mhm.
want to invest in another member of the same family without that time and effort already being in place.
Might also be better to spread your resources around.
Fair. I
If
don't
you
know.
want to control as many things rather than in-depth things.
Okay.
You can always go in depth later, but
Once you
But
got a
then-
foothold.
They're
And
gonna
if
lose
Tony
their
has been
connection in
this
the
cult-
Italian mother's food response team. I
If
assume
Tony
that's
has
why
been in
they're
this
after the
cult for-
family, right? Like they want
Yep.
the influence on the Italian
the
mother
one.
response team, right?
Cue Joe just like staring at Tony.
Tony just has his
Does
face
Joe-
buried
all
in
of
his
us,
hands.
all of us are staring
Just
at Tony.
staring at Tony.
He has also been in this cult for 10 years and is still like the lowest tier.
Well, if you haven't
Resistance.
signed
Yeah, so-
on with the mindset, you don't really get promoted.
Yeah, so why go for another DeMarco when the
Yeah.
one that you accidentally, totally by fluke just happened to obtain is like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you would want to go for the one who was a little younger and more impressionable to get her like really.
Do
From
you
what
consider
That's
yourself
how
impressionable?
grooming works, all right?
I think you ask too many questions to be impressionable.
Tony
That's
just
also a
mumbles.
fair
I
point.
mean,
That's true. That's true. I do ask a lot of questions.
Tony just mumbles. I was 13 fucking years old. I was pretty impressionable.
And it's also worth noting, while it does travel on lineage, I don't think it's like a surefire thing. I think it's more like
But it's
hair
more
color.
likely.
Yeah,
But,
it's like
like-
a probability.
If a family starts dying mysteriously, people start looking into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or all suffer a series of incidents that are disturbingly similar and result in
The entire
hospital
family
stays.
has a mysterious case of rabies.
Yeah.
How did we all get rabies? We all got fleas and it was super sauce.
I mean, it is worth noting if someone's bitten and it doesn't work, it does sort of act like rabies.
What?
Yeah, that's what.
So they just go around. Wait a minute.
That's what Russ told me anyway.
So who the fuck is Ross? Wait, what?
This was all on the
That's her
recording.
Blindside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did write this down then.
Yep.
There's probably a sloppy board from when we were listening to the recording. Just like written out with a bunch of random notes on it from Roxy.
And judging from what my dad said, I think maybe you need to be old enough for the werewolf thing to work.
Okay.
Okay.
So wouldn't there be more people out there with their failed attempts that died of a bite and some rabies type shit?
Plenty of people die of rabies, rocks.
Not
And
as
it's
many as there's like if they're doing that, not as many as the shit. Like the numbers are going to be way skewed then.
Well,
I'm not like a numbers person, but that
I
seems
wouldn't.
like
I wouldn't be surprised if,
oh, they're covering it up.
the alpha's magic has a way of identifying
Hmm.
people who are more likely to actually change.
there's also that.
So it's not completely blind guessing.
I wonder if he's involved with the Shadow organization, and that's why they took the other Roxy as these.
I've also been wondering if the Alpha might have some connection to Normal because
Oh, Normal could be connected to the people who took. the other Roxy and Clonda.
Well, the thing is, Cynthia, when I asked you, you said you hadn't seen anyone like me at the camp. And
No.
Halcyon, I mean, it's full of enough werewolves that I feel like at least one probably would have been picked up, maybe.
Not if they were
I-
intentionally
Seems-
excluding werewolves.
Exactly, which is why, get that
But they
question
could
out of my
also be
head.
looking at other people who have the potential for werewolves because maybe that makes them more susceptible to getting powered.
Normal
Which-
didn't pick up people randomly.
No, but obviously the Shadow Organization had a reason for picking up the other Roxy, and who knows what else they've done to people. Rook Labs picked up people.
I
And
think
often-
we're looking.
They picked up people who already had powers.
No, Normal did on the front facing, but who knows what kind of shadowy shit happens at Normal.
I think we're
You think all that
trying
was
to
front
jump
facing?
to too many conclusions regarding our multiple fronts and should be focusing on
Conspiracy theories,
imminent
yeah.
threat
I
that
agree
is
with that.
coming up.
All right, all right.
If they are connected to normal, then there's not much we can do about it at the moment. We have 40 fucking hours.
So your dad needs to come back soon so that we can do this whole either bite thing or figure out what the fuck's gonna happen with
We
that. At least talk
should-
to him about it,
I
the feasibility of it.
We can call him
I-
as a communicator.
He does have a communicator.
Yeah.
hope he still has it on him. If that doesn't work, I do have another idea of maybe how I can get him back here.
Luna Ultima. Ultima Luna.
We should also try to get a hold of Spuds.
Yeah, we
Somebody
need to
else
call
call
Spuds
Spuds.
in.
I'm in the middle of a
Bueno.
talking to the were
Hey,
daddy.
Kartoffel.
All right. Well, all of you try and contact your allies. I think that's a good place to wrap things up tonight.
For next time, Cynthia has some tests she wants to run on Joe. Sorry, with Joe.
Sylvie will also want to run tests with Joe, specifically regarding the pixie stuff, but she will take off to follow up on her informant before that happens. Because
Okay.
we have a lot of holes in our story that we need.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Leo has infiltrated a little bit, but
Our souls have better been worth something.
Damn it.
2 corn chips.
Damn.
well, if
A
Leo
blue
fails,
margarita.
It's
we
because they
have
knew
more
I
to
didn't have a
stand
soul,
on.
huh?
it's fine.
Joke's on them. I don't have
Sylvie
a soul.
will argue even more regarding Faye not upholding their bargain then. And the fact that they failed means it's null and void.
Oh, fancy.
I guess fingers crossed then.
So we get our souls back if they fuck up. That's great.
But
So
Well,
when you look at
Sylvie
it
has
like
a couple
that,
plans.
it's either
It's
a
fine.
win-win. Either we
Yeah.
get more information about the pack, or the Fae fumble their deal.
And we get
Yeah.
our souls back. And then one of our problems can get cut off the board without us even having to do anything. All right, Joe,
be
I
nice.
like how you're moving into this whole silver lining thinking. It is a much better way to live.
But before we get into the end of session questions,
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh gosh.
Here we go.
we zoom in on Blindside,
Oh.
Oh no.
walking through down a long hallway, rather elegant plush carpet, lots
Yep.
of picture
Mm.
frames lining the
All
wall,
right.
Lovely.
and
Here are your orders.
he
Mhm.
opens double doors to a large meeting room and steps inside. Sitting in a large high back chair, not quite like the throne that Joe remembers, but just a very nice study chair, is the Alpha. And on a cushion at his side is Aroma, sort of just lazily languishing there, one hand on his knee, leaning against him. In as he enters from the corner comes a deep,
mimicking a laugh of how Blindside sounded at the initiation, rumbling from Beta Chide's chest.
I don't love
There's
that.
No.
a
Not
little
ideal.
electrical spark dancing from Spark's fingers from where he's sitting in another chair.
Mm.
And as Blindside steps forward, Spectre morphs out of the shadows behind him. Blindside seems unbothered by all of this behavior. The Alpha looks over at him and, rumbling deep from their chest, says, "Bring him to me." Blindside fucks his head, says, "Yes, Alpha." That's where we'll end things tonight.
Yep.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Shit.
Joe told him where to find us, too.
Did that
Yeah.
description of
Joe.
Aroma make me hate her even more? Yes. Yes, it did.
It should.
The other
Does that mean Sylvie's
betas
probably
have
going
finally
after her?
made their
Yes.
appearance on screen.
I think Sylvie's the best one to go after her, honestly.
Sylvie will probably go after her.
Well, she is a certain person.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no! It's your greatest weakness, Natalie.
So what are you talking about? That's Joe's greatest weakness. Sequence.
Sequins. We just throw sequins at Joe and he crumbles.
If you knew who she was, this would make complete sense.
I'm
You
trying to
could just
think.
you could just tell us.
Nah.
We won't tell anybody
Yeah,
else.
I will
no, I
say-
swear.
I will say it is not an NPC you have interacted with.
Ah,
Okay.
Yeah, I will say. Can I say? Just
What
like
are
a
you wanting to
little-
say?
You can just tell us their name. That would be great.
Yeah, no, just like
It's
in
an
like a
NPC
description
Joe
and like
knows.
Joe has 67 pages of backstory.
Yeah, that's jack shit.
Okay, that's enough of a little breadcrumb. Joe knows this NPC, yes.
that it does not narrow it down.
plot twist. It's Iron Maiden.
Oh my
That-
god.
God.
That
would be
terrifies
so
the
funny.
shit out of me.
Anyway, does anyone have any initial immediate thoughts on the end of session questions?
Yeah, I think I have a thoot.
Oot.
A thoot?
A thoot.
Dude.
I
You
think
have a
I will
thoot.
be growing closer to Cynthia for the confirmation that that's actually how heroes are supposed to be. You just need to manage it, right?
Just need a little self-regulation in there.
So you will get influence, and I will take a potential.
Okay, Cynthia does have influence over Joe already, so
How you scooting me?
Scoot.
Savior up, danger down.
Yep,
One
I can
thing
do
I
it.
always need.
Because
I'm hoping for.
she sometimes doesn't feel like she knows how to predict you, which makes you a bit of a unknown factor in her mind. But you impressed her,
Impressed
so
her.
she's a little bit more in the mind that you are cut out for this hero thing.
Aw. Look at Joe growing as a wolf being.
I'll go next. I will say Sylvie grew closer to the team, specifically to Joe, because he revealed a lot about his own weaknesses in that whole bit, as well as he's making moves to work with the team a lot more than he had been previously.
Yeah, the walls are officially down for Joe. Like this whole thing with Tony has officially got him like, okay, either I sacrifice my privacy or potentially the life of my closest friend. Like,
It's also not all of your privacy yet. Don't
Yes.
worry.
Although
Also-
We'll
he
learn all
hasn't
your
done a
deepest,
great-
darkest secrets when we add Henry to our fold.
True that. And that's
not
only
categorize down
turnabout
as
for
my
listening to
girlfriend.
all of our stuff on purpose, which Roxy has not forgotten. That he said he could tune it out if he wanted to, and he's just choosing to listen to us.
You know, I hadn't intended to make Joe be nosy, but the more you pointed it out, the more I'm like, yeah, he's kind of a nosy bastard, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a
He
hypocrite because he
totally
wants to know
is.
everyone else's secrets, but doesn't want anyone to know his.
I think he hears a bunch of uncomfortable things too.
Joke's
Oh,
on
he
him
probably
if he
does.
listens in on the polycule sessions.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
He
I was
stopped
saying.
listening to those.
I was about to say he like was just sort of like flipping
He's
through
listening,
channels like on
and
the
then he's like-
ear of phone.
Like, oh god,
Oh.
no.
Like caught that and was like, oh god.
I love it.
But then he stopped for a minute and he was like, "Oh no." They're
But
like
Joe-
sisters.
that-
It's weird.
But Joe does
Oh shit.
Joe does have influence over Sylvie
Yeah.
already.
So I think we'll go ahead and this is gonna be interesting. Freak down, danger up.
Okay, I can do that.
Because you're being less alien to Joe now that he's got a better understanding of you. But he is still very hopeful that you will be exactly the weapon he needs against the pack.
Ooh.
So many weapons, so little time.
That is the first time Sylvie's danger has gone up in since the second session. I want to point that out.
All right then.
So many lesbian overlords, so few werewolves. No. I'm just kidding.
And I am taking that potential.
I really want to get my next advancement before this whole fight goes down because I want a thing
Yep.
to happen.
Me too.
I am gonna go, and Elena's also gonna grow closer to Joe because he's sharing a lot of information when he previously did not do that. And they had
I
a
love
heart
that.
in the alternate dimension, and now he's sharing things with everybody. He's growing. Joe grew so much this character arc, Hattie.
All right. Well, I do believe I also have influence over you still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two of us are in kind of a weird situation where we don't interact much, but we do have influence over each
Yeah.
other.
You respect each other.
Yeah.
Mutual respect. It's sort of a little head nod. We'll go ahead and bump up.
Jenna, what face are you making?
We'll say freak down, savior up.
I was just thinking about
Okay.
things.
Thinking about Tony.
How mad she is at Tony.
Freak's my main stat, but no, it's fine.
Yeah, sorry. This is the thing with masks is that the stat you want is generally the stat you don't want in role play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I picked up some things that'll let me use Freak for roleplay purposes. Which, speaking of, I'm gonna take a potential and clear my 4th track.
Ooh,
So,
nice.
that taken care of. I'm gonna keep my condition because I might need it.
Oh, and as a reminder to everyone, I do have my moment of truth locked and loaded.
Oh shit.
I have
Oh,
mine
shit.
as well.
I think we all do just
Yeah,
in
and none
case.
of
No, I
those
used mine to
movements.
get us out of the realm.
Yeah, none of those shifts knock me anywhere dangerous. So.
Okay.
I've just been very sitting neatly in the middle ground, slowly moving up and down,
Makes sense.
biding my time.
The opportunity.
Continuing on the theme, I'm going to say that Cynthia also grew closer to Joe, giving him back influence.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
No, Joe currently has influence over you.
My tracker is wrong.
Then
Yeah, the only one I don't have influence over right now is Calamity.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
took that away last session.
She's fucking mad.
Fair enough.
For Cynthia, I think we'll say mundane down, savior up.
My savior's at 2. So max is 3?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm
Max
spacing out.
3. Lapse.
Minimum
You can't go
-2.
minimum. That's the one.
Okay, that's what I was
minus
thinking.
2 is
plus
the
3
minimum.
can't go below -2.
In which case, yes, I can do that. So you save her up Monday down.
Yep. You're
Very
definitely not normal in Joe's eyes, but by God, you are a good guide to this hero stuff.
She's been doing since she was 10, so.
Yep.
God, Cynthia became a superhero at age 10. Tony turned into a werewolf at 13. My God.
Elena got her powers around 9 or 10 as well.
Yeah.
Roxy got hers at the minute she was born.
Sylvie's is a mess. We're not going to go over it. It's
She's
fine.
been a hero since
Does
she was
this
6
make
months old,
Huh.
and
Does this make Joe the late bloomer of powers? Because he didn't get his
Yes.
until he was 18.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Although I
I mean,
guess technically
technically-
this Roxy didn't get hers until like 17, 18.
yeah, she's had him for about 2 years, and she's about 19. So, yeah, she's at 2. I mean, technically she's only 2 years old, but like she came out in like a 17-year-old body, so like, you know,
Cloning is funky like that.
yeah. So it's hard to really say.
Yeah, and technically, I think Sylvie looks like she's in her early 20s. So,
Mhm.
not exactly sure when she died,
Hmm.
but
It's fine.
We have weird
A
age
while
stuff
ago.
going on in this
Yeah.
whole.
A long
There's
time
a lot
ago.
of stuff.
A while ago.
it's fine.
Cynthia is going to take that potential clearing her track for the 8th time.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Picked
She's
up
been
any
a
of the big ones
superhero
yet?
since she was 10. So
Wait, what?
Did you take any adult moves yet?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
picked
I
up
locked a
any of the,
label.
Okay.
yay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I didn't take an adult move yet. I might at some point soon. I
I'm
will.
just wondering, because you got access to like the big advancements now, like the change
Mhm.
playbooks and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Change playbook. We're gonna have to wait for some narrative development first,
Fair
but
enough.
Roxy's
yeah, I am going
close.
to contemplate this. I have taken lock a label and add one to a label of your choice. So we will see. It's probably going to be an adult move. But which one?
Ooh. Okay.
And actually, I did, with my potential, I also cleared my track. I don't know what advancement I'm on. I have to go back and count. I
Everyone-
don't think it's going to be the playbook switch, though.
Everyone is
I
counting
think I
themselves for the
might-
spite.
After this, because I am also gonna clear a track. So
We're close to Sylvie's playbook switch, but we're just not at that point yet.
Like something big and crazy is going to happen, so we're all trying to advance really quickly
Yeah.
before
Amazing.
the impending heat death
Before
of the universe.
impending doom.
Impending Doom #1. We still have Impending Doom #2.
yeah, there's 2.
There's like 5.
and there's a
at
bunch
this
of other
point.
ones too
And
that are like
Minor
smaller ones.
Impending Doom #3.
Yeah.
There's a few impending dooms.
Just a little.
At least.
And then there's probably ones we don't know about. It's fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
talking about the ones you don't know about.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh,
great.
cool.
Yeah, lovely.
Add it to the
Lovely.
list.
Awesome.
Mystery and Pending Doom.
Fantastic.
Put it on the board, folks.
Yeah. Does that rank above or below the rest of the impending dooms?
Right now we're tier triaging Impending Doom.
It depends
Yeah.
on whether the Impending Dooms are the ones that are coming fastest or the ones that are the biggest.
Who the heck needs the doomed playbook? We have all created our own apocalypse.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're
It's
all
fine.
doomed on the inside.
God.
You know
Ow.
exactly who needs the Doom playbook, though, bro.
Yeah, it's Joe. It's
Yeah.
100% Joe.
You know, honestly, depending upon what time frame we had set this game in, I do have an idea for a Doomed who is basically like a way more sad version of Easy Living.
Oh. All right. I think Roxy's going to grow closer to this team, and I think she's feeling like Sylvie has been particularly supportive of her, even though they haven't had a moment's peace to talk about the whole soul selling thing. But
Yeah, it's fun.
we have other things. Her brother's going to die. Now
Hmm.
we have to triage that talk. It's fine.
Gosh.
She feels like things are getting to be a little more normal. between them, and just like, yeah. So she feels closer. Joe hasn't quite earned it back, even though he's forthcoming. I think Roxy will warm up, but she's feeling a little betrayed right now. Like,
Understandable.
yeah.
Joe is equally pissed about the whole situation, but gets
and I
why...
think she'll see that eventually, that like he was put in a really shit position by Tony, and then
Yeah.
Tony will go further into the doghouse. Haha, pun intended. But she's still she's like, fucking still love you kids. Even though Joe's not my like blood brother, he's brother, but you're pissing me off.
I fully expect by the end of this campaign, we will all have been officially adopted by Mama DeMarco.
You're already there.
You act like you
I was
haven't
about to
been.
say, we've totally already been adopted.
Bro. If
It's
you don't
just-
show up to the family reunion,
You
she'll
just need
find
to
you.
accept it at this point.
Yeah.
It's just, do all of the other teen moms adopt us is the question right now.
But she's
Natalie
like the
probably
Fae.
would if she gets to put sequins on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roxy lets her put sequins on some things, but like makes them be in like skull and crossbone patterns just to make it like
Cool.
fine.
A
you
challenge.
know? Yeah.
Lilith's gonna need some convincing in regards to Cynthia in specific, because she does in fact know Cynthia's reputation.
Tallulah?
Yeah.
You think that she'll like Cynthia
Yeah.
the least?
High society.
I don't think that
She'll
would be
hate Roxy the most.
Roxy is nice.
Roxy has no high society, doesn't know how to function in.
That's fine.
I think
Also-
Cynthia's perspective is I have a mom and she's not even talking about her real mom. So
Yeah.
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 Hey, and she'll never adopt any of us.
I think
That's
we've
fair.
all
she didn't even adopt
forcibly
Cynthia.
I think we've all forcibly adopted her. She hasn't had a choice in the matter.
That's also true.
Cynthia's mother? No.
Yes.
We don't
Cynthia
adopt
is the-
Cynthia.
No.
Cynthia
Cynthia
is
He's
the
that
mom.
meme, the
Oh,
one meme
Cynthia
of
is
who are
the
all
mom.
these children and why
Look,
do
I
they keep
mean,
calling me mom?
Cynthia's
No, super mom,
considers
Hecate.
Supermom. Hecate.
Cynthia
Yeah.
considers Hecate to be her mom.
Yes. And we've all forcibly adopted her, so it's fun.
I think Hecate low-key loves us all, but like doesn't know what to do with beings like Sylvie, who calls her to tell her what blue tastes like at 3 a.m. and Roxy, who just loves openly and is kind of a golden retriever girlfriend. And
I get the impression from Hecate that she's like, I am doing this for my daughter. She needs friends. Just live through it.
Pushing the team adoption to the side for the moment that Sylvie does already have influence over Roxy.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was been trying to figure that out. I think. And this might give you a condition. If so, I'm sorry. I've lost my
It's
notes. I think I'm gonna shift your mundane up
That works.
specifically because you are one of the sole like islands of normalcy for Sylvie right now.
Mhm.
And you make her feel normal. And I think I'm gonna, for the same reason and the fact that you are
Mhm.
feeling like one of the most normal out of all of us, I'm shifting Freak down if I can.
You can, and I did not get a condition. Woo!
Yay!
Okay.
Nice.
I love
Always
this.
nice.
Yes, I love this. I was like, oh, good. I don't need any more conditions. I'm already angry and guilty.
Okay.
I love that for us.
All right.
Well-
So I clear my track, but I'll talk to Charlie because I want it to be dramatic because I am gonna change.
That's what I was.
playbooks.
I'm not
Oh.
changing playbooks, but I was thinking of something dramatic too.
I need a dramatic moment for it to happen. So like we need to like
There's going to be a lot of drama ahead of us.
Yeah.
But
Great.
thank
As
As if
you,
we don't have enough.
everyone. There's always room for more.
we're all
Thank
drama
you,
queens
everyone,
here.
for joining us this evening. Glad to be back to this chaos, and it's only gonna get worse.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Join us back here next Sunday for more Jukebox Justice. In the meantime, try and have a good week now that we're past the holidays and New Year's and have just regular life ahead of us, which is kind of depressing.
I'll take regular life over bad life.
Yes.
True that.
True.
Yeah. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.